10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Look at what in my opinion, one of the best goalkeepers
we need you to think you're going to be played against. So they want
I'm a little bit worried for tomorrow's game. I saw a stat on online.
Sergio
a bit of wasted stands in a row.
He's going to play at the 9. That is the second. We only have two men 9 in
I know people have gone on about if we lose the cup, it could be a bit of a situation. I hope to God it
Sergio
doesn't.
Production.
Sorry guys, I'll do the next one.
I'm going to start it this way. Greetings. Greetings. Big up everyone. Big up everybody in the chat. Big up to my panelists. Big up to you all. I hope you guys are having a pleasant evening. I'm sorry we're running a bit late. We're making this into a habit, and for that I apologize. It's just I got a lot more technical things to do before I actually go live. All this beautiful graphics and screen. I'm just joking. I just got to sort out my cameras and stuff before I go live, innit? So it takes me a little bit of a while. So I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are having a pleasant evening. I hope everyone has recovered from the emotions of the unfortunate result yesterday in the Premier League. We've got to go again on Tuesday and then again on Sunday. 2 important fixtures coming up. That being said, today is the day that we dedicate to you guys, the people in the chat, to interact with us here on the panel by giving you the opportunity to ask us any questions you want. And you have 2 ways of asking these questions, either by super chat or by the super chat that we will give you. Using the tool that we have with StreamYard, we'll be selecting randomly people and giving them an opportunity to ask a question. All right, so that's the format of the giveaway. Let me address some of the guys in the chat. We'll start with Barry Burton, and he says minerals. I'm not familiar with that terminology. No, I know where that's from. Big up to you, Barry. Big up to you. Froze. Looks like it might be. It's something we could be addressing later on today. I have seen many a tweet on this subject. Eric Dugan, big up to you. I hope you're doing well. Abdul B, fantastic to have you in the stream. Hockey says no minerals here. It depends what you are implying, Hockey, but I think there's a lot of minerals here. It's just not the type that's been referred to. Big up to you, Hockey. Hope you're doing well. Luke Mudway, big up to you. Good to have you in the stream. Bobby Fairview, always a pleasure to have you on. Big up to you, my man. Olu, good to see you, my man. Good to see you, Olu. The Vibe. Vamos. Yeah. We're Vata Loca over here, man. Let's get it done. Hey, listen, vamos. All right, respect. Who else do we have? Is that it? Is anybody else? I don't want to miss anyone. Pink Mist. We already won it all. Apart from one, we will. Club World Cup. Hopefully that will be ours very, very soon. Hopefully. Ilyas Ibrahim, welcome to the stream. Everyone, listen, there's 35 reviews. I've given 35 shout outs by now. I must have done. Sportswire, big up to you, my man. Big up to you. They're all commenting now. They all want to get their shout outs. I'll give it to you. Ela, Shiloh, big up to all of you. Do me a favor, hit that like button. I must have given at least 35 a shout out, so you better be hitting that like button. Let's get them likes up and over 50 likes quickish. Big up. All right, on the panel today, I have Eric Blue, Julius, and the Couch Critic. Welcome, lads. How you all doing this evening?
Wagwan.
Big things are going on. My Nigerian brothers talking Jamaican, no?
I saw you.
Big up. Julius, how are you?
Good to see
Good.
you all.
I was expecting
Good
to
to
hear
see
Wagwan.
I was as well. Yeah, big things. And my Jamaican Canadian, Wagwan boy.
Medea, man. Medea. I struggle with the thing, them, you know?
I know, man. I know. Let's move and talk about Chelsea. Look, before we take questions, is there anything you guys want to address in respect to what has been going on in the world of football and Chelsea before we start addressing questions? If there is, let me know.
Anyone watch Match of the Day?
Clips. I saw clips.
Okay, so you saw how...
I saw the Chelsea game.
yeah, that's all I watched. When I say Match of the Day, I don't mean one.
the whole thing. Yeah.
I just watched the Chelsea
Yeah,
squad.
I saw that.
Yeah, did you notice how Shearer was adamant on how our decision making was so poor and how we were just not supporting Lukaku? Lukaku was making runs, and the decisions that were available to the player in possession of the ball were quite clear, and every time they missed it. It's not just down to obviously, the attacking three, like Azpilicueta missed it, like Callum, like all sorts of guys missed opportunities to claim into space.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it's not also just down to them either. Like Lukaku, and the opportunities that he had to, really impose himself and be that talismanic figure for us, he was just not good enough, And these are the things that, again, if we want to be that elite level team, like we really want to be that elite level team, we need somebody to be that talismanic figure for us when we're playing teams like Man City. And he's not that. We paid £100 million for a guy that is best, goal poacher right now. He's not a guy that you can depend on in the big matches to deliver a top performance. I mean, the guy had 7 aerial duels against John Stones and what's his name? Pierre-Emerick Laporte, and he lost every one of them. 0 for 7. Like, you can't have that, man, at this level. You just can't. But I really did think that Shearer did highlight some of the things that I saw in the game that I was like, wow, how are we missing these opportunities here? This is crazy, Yeah,
I'm gonna address that. But before I address that, guys in the chat, #Tuchel. That's gonna be the word that we're gonna be using today for your super chats. So #Tuchel. Once we get about 10, I will randomly select one and then give you an opportunity to ask your questions. And we'll be using that for a while. You know what, Couch? He showed a couple of examples of what you said. And one of the examples he showed was, I think it was Azpilicueta, where he could have played it through to Lukaku when he was on the edge of the box, and he was literally pointing here to him, just play it in front of me there. And he decided to play it out wide. I think he might have played it to Ziyech on the right hand side rather than playing it into Lukaku. And there was a lot of incidents like that, which frustrates me because he is your target man. He is the man who you're supposed to be feeding to score. But again, I think Lukaku also made some bad decisions when he could have passed the ball to, I think it was Alonso on his left, but he played it to Ziyech, who was offside at the end of the day. But yeah, so decision making was an issue, but I agree, and I think that's why we saw Tuchel so animated on the sideline. Because he had the right players, he had the right system. It's just the implementation of it was a little bit lackluster. Let me say big up to VJ. VJ, welcome to the stream. How are you?
Hi Mo, I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad, VJ. Hope you're doing well, my brother. I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, I'm feeling better now. Coach,
Good.
Big up to you, Julius, Eric Blue as well.
Big up.
Good to be here.
Big up.
Good
job,
yeah.
All right, we have 10 entries, so let's draw our first question. Our first question will be from Mr. Okay. Okay, yeah, you got it, mate. You know, it's a good job I'm not giving out baseball caps. I'd have to send one to Ukraine. So, okay, big up to you. It's your chance to ask a question. So let's get the ball rolling with Jorge's question. Jorge, what do you want to tell us, mate? Let me hear it in the chat. Anybody who is just jumped in, hashtag Tuchel. That's going to be our word for today. To be able to ask your next question. Jose, CFC, big up to you. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. So, guys, let me hear it. Jorge, give me your question. Jorge Speaks Football, a good YouTube channel. I'm one of his subscribers. I've subscribed to Jorge's. He has good content. Sometimes I don't agree with him on everything he says, but a lot of the times I find that the way he thinks and he approaches the stories is very interesting standpoint. So Jorge's big up to you. I'd recommend you guys to check him out and give him a subscription. So Jorge's, I promoted your channel. I'll put you on my screen. Now let me see your question, man. Let me hear your question.
Before
Yeah.
it goes,
Go on, Eric.
while he's typing out the lovely question for us,
His essay, his
his essay.
100-word essay. Yeah.
I was going to go on a slight tangent about Aspi, and I
Sure.
don't know what you guys think, but I don't know if Aspi will be here for next season. I think he's just I don't know what it is, but he's just not what he's not good enough right now. Even defensively, he gets caught out way too easily. He's just it's very sad to see. It's I won't say it's exactly like what happened with Ivanovic, but I think he's come to the end. I think this might be his last season.
I think he has been in talks with Barcelona. I think a player of his caliber, a player with his relationship with the club, his contract would have been sorted out a lot quicker if he intended to stay. As we saw with Thiago Silva, Thiago Silva wants to stay, and he was offered a contract and he agreed upon it straight away. While as Azpilicueta, his situation, I'm not saying it's dragging on, but it's taking a little bit longer than you would expect from a player who is looking to stay. So maybe he is looking at different options, Barcelona being one of them. Maybe there's others that we don't know about. But yeah, I think this may be his last. Jorge may not be here, so I'm going to draw another super chat. If he does come in and type something in, we will address it. Go on, VJ.
Yeah, if I'd like to just add on this Azpilicueta situation, one thing that we keep seeing when people are about 30, 32, not in just Chelsea Football Club, but in most of the clubs, is that it becomes a matter of them wanting to play their final, part of their career in their home ground or home team, be close to the family, give more importance to the family while earning a bit of higher wages and all that. So I think here the player's mentality, the player's choice come into picture a lot than you could see for a young player. For a young player, he would be ready to move anywhere into any of the part of the Europe and still play. But I think as and when people progress and get laurels like Azpilicueta, who's won the Champions League with us, and he's won a Premier League title as well. So he's now in a situation where he can probably decide where he wants to end his career, and he would probably decide, that part of his career should be in his hometown, or it should be in Spain, where he is more comfortable playing in the style of football that he probably has been brought up in. And because Premier League again is a very high intensity game, maybe he is used to playing in a Premier League in the last 7-8 years, but I think that Spanish style of football is something that could come naturally to him, and I think maybe he would prefer to do that in the towards the later part of his career.
All right, sure. No, I can see that. Pink Mist, enter your question in the chat, mate. Enter your question in the chat. You have been chosen. So enter your question in the chat.
Sorry, I don't want to keep harping on this, but like when we talk about Azpilicueta and you talk about that chance that you had to play in Lukaku, does anyone think that like somebody like even Kyle Walker would have missed that? A straight through ball into your striker. Like, would he have taken the option to pass it out to the flank where there's just nothing out there? It's just I don't want to keep harping on it. I agree, but like he doesn't offer anything in the final third. Like we can't depend on him to give us the quality we need. So yeah, I agree with Eric, man. I don't think that he has much.
He's playing it safe. Azpilicueta is a little bit more. What's the word here? He wants to keep possession. He wants to play the less risky passes. So it's a little bit problematic when you are playing with him trying to create the opportunities for Lukaku. The question here, the first question is from Pink Mist, and he is asking, is Tuchel the best manager we've ever had? Interesting. I think it's early days. But for me, he could end up being, or I not already in a few. Okay. Yeah. So is Tuchel the best manager we've ever had? Early days, but he could be, or he could end up being one of the greats, if not in a few years, or in a few. I think you mean years. I'm gonna give you my opinion, and then I'm gonna give everybody in the panel a chance to address this, because I think we may have different opinions on this. I think Tuchel is a great manager. He is a Champions League winning manager, which puts him up there with being one of the best achievers at Chelsea Football Club, because the Champions League is one of those massive honours that very few managers get to win. So him winning that does give him that. However, some less successful managers have also done it with us, i.e. Di Matteo. I think it's still early to say is he one of the best we've ever had, because I think he needs to win more. Does he have the potential to be the best we've ever had? Definitely. I am one of those who believe that Tuchel could potentially be the best manager in Chelsea history if given the time and the backing that he needs. That's my opinion. Let me hear from Couch.
Yeah, I mean, winning that Champions League in such a short amount of time with the club was really, really respectable, and like he's easily probably my favorite Chelsea manager. And I know we're still kind of in the honeymoon period with him, but just the way he speaks to the media, his tactical approach to games, the fact that he's very good at like bringing everyone together, for a common goal in a similar fashion to Jose Mourinho, like this us against them mentality. I wouldn't say that that's the same with Tuchel, but I just feel like he has a real galvanizing influence on the squad. But I really do think that the testing ground, like to be one of the greats at Chelsea, you have to win the Premier League. You just got to, unless you go on and win like 3 Champions Leagues and stuff like that, or 2. Well, the way I look at it, two Premier Leagues is like 1 Champions League, because the Champions League is such a prestigious competition. But to be a great manager, I really think that you have to win the Premier League. You just can't. You have to go the distance. Like this is a competition that it's 38 games. It's not a knockout competition where you can get on a lucky run of results here. Like it's the true litmus test for teams and management. And I feel like until he can show us that he can at least threaten that a few times and win it, he's still going to just be underneath some of the other ones that we've had already. I do think that he has the potential to be a great, though. And he's the in vogue manager right now. I think the guy that, you look around Europe, he's the next guy underneath like the Peps and the Klopps and whatnot. He's the next guy right now, and still very young in his football, has managed clubs.
the way those managers also refer to him, the Peps and the Klopps, it shows the level they put him in. So he's definitely up there. Definitely up there.
As far as tactically astute, I don't think that we've had very many managers that are as tactically aware and astute as he is. Like the variations of shapes that we've been seeing the last little while, the understanding of what the strengths are within the squad that you assembled, the way he was able to do that at such an early point in the season. Like remember last year, from the moment he came into the club, he knew exactly how he wanted to play and he knew exactly what players that he wanted to use. And that sort of assessment takes skill. Like he's obviously been analyzing the squad and whatnot, and he knew what he wanted to do. But the fact that he flew from PSG, from Paris, came in on the Monday, and we played the Wolves on Tuesday, and he'd already had his setup, and he already had the team playing some semblance of how he wants to play is fantastic for me. So I do agree.
Confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. I do believe that he has to get that Premier League title, but if he ever does get that, I don't think that there's going to be anyone that's going to rival him.
Yeah, definitely. If he can get the Premier League title in the next season or two, with the potential trophies that he could be winning in the meantime. I mean, we talk about the Champions League, but he's also won the Super Cup, and potentially another couple of cups in the next month or so. So potentially, hopefully. All right, let's hear from VJ. VJ, Thomas Tuchel, is he the best manager you've ever had, or could he be?
All right, I think I resonate with most of the points, or almost all the points that Couch Critic did mention. First thing that I'd like to talk to you guys about before.
Sorry, VJ. Couch Critic, he suffers from a stealing my thunder disorder. So, so what he's doing is he's trying to steal all your thunders from the first comment. So everybody be like, "Couch, man, what are you doing to me?" Take it away, VJ.
All right. So just wanted to let everyone know, right? This is something that we all kind of would have come across in different parts of the life. When you want to actually, know who a person is really, then judge him at the worst times, right? And I think as a manager, Thomas Tuchel has gone through one of the worst periods, not for club's history in terms of finances or anything, just talking in terms of, the situation, external circumstances that has, affected the game. And he's carried through this particular team, which I don't think so a lot of managers could say about managing Chelsea Football Club. Because from 2003, if you look at our club, most of the time the managers have been provided with proper financial support. Maybe, yes, you could still argue there are here and there situations where the managers did not have the proper backing of the board and all that. But again, finances, this is not just in terms of pure finances, but also the external circumstances, which you guys can relate to right now. Not just about the injuries, but also the other external circumstances. He's really carried this team way forward. And certain points that I like about Thomas Tuchel, it doesn't mean that since I like about Thomas Tuchel these points, the other managers we had did not have these points. Let me make this very clear before I actually talk about this. So first thing is about the tactics and the way that he communicates with the media, because you could argue this is arguably.
Hold on, yeah. VJ. I know Couch kind of set the standard, but you don't have to follow the same path that he did. I want to give as many people a chance to ask questions. Yeah. So if we all do what Couch did, we'll be here all night answering the pink mist. So this will be the pink mist Q&A. I don't want to make it the pink mist Q&A. So let's get through as many of these questions as possible. Yeah.
I'll quickly close it out. So. Yeah.
No offense to the pink mist. I mean, we'll give you another chance to answer the question, I'm sure, by the end of the evening. Go on, VJ.
All right. In short, if I have to summarize, Thomas Tuchel is right up there. He's got the potential to become one, but as of now, we've got certain good managers that are tough competition that he has to probably be with. And one thing is, with respect to Thomas Tuchel, he needs to show consistency, because that's important with respect to winning games. As of now, he's shown a bit of consistency, but then winning a title requires even more consistency. I think once we start seeing that, then he'll definitely be in that, talks.
All right, sweet. Eric Blue, Julius, anything to add, or do you agree with what's been said?
Nothing left to say.
I had a lot of things to add, but obviously VJ and Couch took all the time, so
Yeah. All right.
BJ did like a research on him. Like BJ went back to his history. He's like, when he was 7, what he did was he
Yeah.
studied football.
Did you know he liked Abba when he was a kid?
Did you know that when he ate apples, his applesauce, he tried to design these little football pitches in the applesauce? That's how he's hooked up. I'm joking, DJ. I'll get that.
Next time you should probably come from Eric Blue rather.
Listen, VJ. Next time, while the question addressed to Couch, I will let you answer it, and I'll let you steal his thunder. How is that? All right, let's continue, guys. In the chat, do me a favor. Hashtag Tuchel to be entered for the next draw. We have 13 entries. We're gonna be picking the next one now.
I mean, while we're picking the next one, I guess I can start talking.
You're gonna get us up on a tangent. Unless it's a quick topic, go ahead, Eric.
Just like a sentence, maybe, about Tuchel.
Yeah.
Because
Go ahead.
when he uses the word manager, I think Tuchel's role is head coach, right? So
Correct.
The coaching aspects, and like you guys were talking about, in his first game, we instantly kept a clean sheet, and we had a ridiculous clean sheet record under Tuchel. So it shows how good a coach he is, So that's what I wanted to say.
True. Confessor, board confessor, border confessor. Let me get you a question, and the avatar looks sick, mate. It looks mean. So let me see your question in the chat. I'll give you a couple of seconds to type it. Hashtag Tuchel, lads. Hashtag Tuchel. We've still got 13 entries. So let me see the next question from the border confessor. Do you guys think he's not here? I haven't seen him comment for a while. He might not actually be here. So I'm gonna... Yeah, I haven't seen him comment for a little while. I'm gonna do another draw. Oh, there is a question incoming. Go on, I'll give you a couple of minutes. Go on. Since you're still here, I'll let you type it away. Lads, do us a favor. Just type your questions, cut and paste and whatever. So as soon as your name is selected, just Control and V, is it? Just paste it in, and we're good to go.
And maybe once the name comes up, if you can just acknowledge before you start typing the question, then we know that you guys are here. Like, just acknowledge saying that. Could
do. Yeah. These are all logistical inputs that need to be adhered to, and we, as a Chelsea fan base, would like our Chelsea Football Club to be using this type of system and implementing their daily administrative work.
If only that happens.
That happens.
You guys should have like Kasim was saying, you guys should have the questions ready. You shouldn't wait until your name comes up before you put the question in, So yeah.
Yeah, but what it is this thing where you get selected, a lot of people would not believe that it would be their name selected, so they'd be like, I'll just type hashtag Tuchel, and it is what it is. If I get selected, I get selected. And then my name is up. What should I ask? Too late.
I've been guilty of that. I don't even know participating in it. I've been guilty of that. I'm like, what should I ask?
Listen. I've seen you type your name in the chat, and you're sitting on the panel. So it's a little bit, I don't know.
Well,
I'm gonna say, wow. Look how long this question is. Look at that. It's gonna take us forever just to read it, man. Let's have a look. What's he saying? Of the 20 players we've signed since the Conte era, we can only count a handful who have succeeded. What do Chelsea need to do from a recruiting standpoint to secure the right profile of players? Now I know why he took his time, because he came up with a very, very good question. This is a very, very good question. I'm actually gonna let Julius. Fantastic question. Let me hear your insight on in respect to it. Julius, you there?
Yeah,
All right, cool.
yeah. I was
Cool.
just trying to remember who we have signed under Conte, and yeah.
Mm.
Obviously, we have been talking about how inefficient our recruitment have been, and how we have overpaid a lot of players that didn't end up performing on a high level, or at least did not meet the expectation. There is we there is a very important part that I think as a Chelsea community we need to focus on is other than criticizing the board, which I'm one of the ones who consistently criticize, is the scouting department. Because in the past, I'm gonna say, actually, if you think about it, since Azpilicueta, who costed us 7 million and has been a great servant to the club, we haven't signed anyone that was worth it in terms of money for value.
Whoa,
What was
whoa.
was Conte? Sorry, Kante. Wasn't he signed under Conte?
Costa.
First season, yeah. No, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want what I said to
You
be.
mean diamonds in the rough, right?
I don't want to be misunderstood here. I'm saying there is a big difference between paying 40 million and 7 million.
Sure.
So I'm talking about how can we consistently sign players similar to Aspi for 7 million, 10 million, whatever, 15 million, and then end up having them for a long period of time becoming one of our club legends, because that is going to save us so much money. Because we can think about it this way: you spend 30 million here, 40 million there. Yes, there could be, some of them might be great players, some of them are not. But if we can make more of signings similar to Aspi regularly, that is going to put us in a very good financial situation, especially when it comes to even wages distribution. So scouting departments, we really need to start asking some serious questions about their performance.
Yeah, I agree.
Can I jump in?
I want to give Eric a chance. If he doesn't want to say anything, then I'll let you come in. Eric, you want to add something to this?
No, not really. I think
Cool.
we need to. Yeah, I think Julius covered most of it.
All right, cool. Go ahead, Couch.
Brother Confessor has some names listed in that chat right now. Whoa. That's enough to make your stomach turn, man. Wow. But yeah, I think Julius touched on an important detail. Like, our scouting has been so poor. Like, we haven't uncovered one real diamond in the rough in the last, I can't even tell you how long. Since Emanalo left, that's for sure we haven't uncovered any. And aside from that, I think that what the philosophical change has been at the club is we're looking for diamonds in the rough within the youth system. So, like, we've been able to turn out some youth players that we have for free. We don't have to put a transfer fee in for, and those players have kind of come to the fore. But I really do think that in order for us to start finding, the right sorts of players again, first and foremost, you have to have a manager with a long-term plan to succeed, or a sporting director who is, has a vision for how he wants his club to play football, and then just hires the head coaches to facilitate what it is he wants to fulfill. Because right now, what we've seen the last little while is, yeah, you're talking about Conte, but we went from like Jose to Conte, or no, Jose to was it forgetting his name now, the Dutch guy.
So,
Goose Hiddink.
Goose Hiddink. Thank
oh,
you. Yeah, exactly. So, Jose Goose Hiddink to Conte to Sarri, and now we're at Tuchel. Like, how many different philosophical ideas of football do we have? And then you have to find players to fit into that particular mold, right? And because you have so much dead weight at the club because of other managers who brought in players that they thought would fit their style of football, and they're on high wages, you can't get rid of those players. So then you can't bring in the A-list players for the new manager because you don't have the budget for it anymore. And the wage demands is extremely high. So honestly, if we want to see this, if we want to see a natural succession, we have to either have a footballing director in place or a long-term manager who has, a vision and an idea of how he wants to bring in players. And until we do that, you're just going to continually see the likes of Bakayoko and oh man, I don't even want to read that list. Brother, man, you hurt me with that list, man. Whoa.
Yeah. VJ, you want to add anything to this question?
Pretty simple. I mean, most of the points have been covered by Julius and Couch. One thing I just wanted to say was just kind of stress on the importance of having football people in the board. I understand there's a different side to management, of course, and the financials associated with it, but then there needs to be football people as well on that board. I think we're slowly starting to realize that, and we're bringing in people, but then that is something that needs to happen as quick as possible, and that person should not be just pure football person, but also have to understand the backgrounds of management. I think Petr Cech is doing a great job at that, and I think it is time to start finding people like that in our Chelsea alumni base itself, and we have a lot of good people like that, and Chelsea always takes care of its former players. I think you could still leverage that and bring in a few people who can really help and transpire this. I think this has got a lot to do with the scouting and how we sign players. I think we can still improve on it, but like how he mentioned, of course, it's been a bit of a problem for Chelsea right now.
All right. I'm gonna select the next question. In the meantime, I'm gonna say big up to Max Burton. Welcome to the stream. How you doing, my man?
Yeah, hi guys.
Big up, Max.
Yeah, all good, thanks. All good.
The next question is from Ilya Jackie. I haven't seen that name in the chat before. Must be somebody new. Ilya, I can't even see where you commented, Tuchel. If you're still in the chat, let me know and then type your question. Otherwise, we're going to select somebody else because I have not seen your comment. So if you're in the chat, just hit us up with any message and then type in your question. In the meantime, people, hashtag Tuchel in the chat to be entered for the next question drawn. Yeah, I can't even see the comment by Ilya. All right, I'm going to draw the next question. Ilya, if you're still in the chat, type a question and we will address it. But I'm going to select another one just in case.
Did you yourself put that name in?
Me? No. I've not seen that name in the chat before. Luke Mudway, big up to you, my man. You have won the next super question, so I can see you in the chat. You're still there. So do me a favor and enter your question in the chat so we can address it. Ilya, put your question in. We'll address it as well. We'll address your question and Luke's question. Yeah, it's good. It's good you're still here. So, Ilya and Luke Mudway, we will address both of your questions. The first one is posted, will be addressed first. So let's see him. Boogeyman, welcome to the stream. How are you? Late as usual.
Yeah, don't hate. Don't put my.
No, we're not hating. We're just emphasizing.
Don't put my stuff out there. I'm always on time. I'm not like a couch. Anyways,
we've been streaming for 3 hours for 38 minutes. No, but 38
He's
minutes.
always on time for his time.
Yesterday he was an hour late yesterday, so he's getting better.
No,
he's getting better.
Oh yeah, good. I think 1 hour now to the 40 minutes. That's good.
Yeah. All right, we're doing good. We're waiting on 2 questions. Boogeyman, your audio is quite low. Boogie.
Okay, let me increase it. No problem.
Okay, so Luke Mudway and Ilya, we're waiting for your questions, people. Let's see them in the chat. So how you guys been today? Still feeling the pain of the defeat from yesterday, or?
I just hate, you know what's bugging me the most, the aftermath of this game, is the fact that these journals, like the Matt Laws and whatnot, just could not wait to jump on Tuchel. You know, it's like, everything's calm, dude. It's okay. We lost the city. It's okay. Just relax. You know, like it's not as that deep. You know, just relax yourself for a minute. You know,
they always try to Exactly.
All right.
They want to instigate another crisis.
No, it's been worked towards. It's been worked towards. We'll address these points at the second part of the stream. We've got the question from Luke Mudway. The question is as follows: it seems our attack has issues. If we were in the market to change 2 attacking players, who would you sell and why? And to replace them. So 2 players out, 2 players in. I'm going to let everyone answer this, but I want you to be as precise and to summarize your answer as much as possible because I want to get everyone to answer and I want to get questions in. So let's start with Max since he came in just before Boogeyman, who came in late. Let's hear Max go first.
Well, it may be a surprise. It may be a surprise to you all, one of the names I'm going to mention. But Ziyech and Lukaku. And I say Lukaku, it may be a surprise because obviously you guys know that I'm a big fan of Lukaku. I just don't that Lukaku is a good fit for us and the style. Yeah, Dennis said no. That's the style we are playing at the moment. Yeah, with Ziyech, I feel he's a good. Don't get me wrong. I still think there's a good player in there, but again, the system that we're playing doesn't fit him. But one question I may have is: do we change the personnel or do we change the system? And that's the question.
That is a question that we will address, but I want to answer Max. I want to answer this question from Luke, and I want to give it as summarized as possible. So Ziyech and Lukaku out. Who would you bring in to replace them?
Right. Yeah. So to bring in to replace them. Obviously, we can buy anyone we can. Then I will be looking at Haaland and to replace Ziyech, probably somebody like a Chiesa or someone like that. He's tactically
Max,
can play the wide role, can play as a false nine.
Max, we've been talking about thunder stealing the whole stream, and you've just done it to me, mate. You've just done it to me. Seriously, you've just done it to me. The 2 players that you've selected to go out are the same that I was going to select, and the 2 players that I would replace. Yeah, and the 2 players that I would replace them with are the 2 players you've just selected. So talk about thunder stealing. All right, let's go. Let's go. Hold on, slow down. Let me go to Boogeyman. Boogeyman, your 2 players in and your 2 players out.
I think I will go just age-wise, Lukaku, and I don't like saying the same thing as Max, so that's my problem. So it will be.
So he stole your thunder as well.
Yeah, kind of, but I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna find someone else. So for me, it will be Lukaku and Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Interesting. Who would come in? Yeah.
I will bring Amado Broja back. For
Armando Broja is still here. He's still one of our players. Players that are not within our.
Then I won't buy anybody. I just don't think we need anybody at this point, because I think our problem is we have a team that actually won the Champions League and they play good football. We just have to find our cohesion back, and then just let them play for 2, 3, 4 years. Even if we keep getting those top four for the last 5 years, I think at one point they will find that cohesion to break through. And I just don't think we need a striker to come into this team anymore. If we manage to get rid of Lukaku, sorry for saying that, but if we manage to get rid of Lukaku and Shaw, I don't think we need to bring anyone back. Just bring our loaning back.
All right. I want one more from the panel to address that question, and the other 3 will address the next question. So go on, Couch.
Yeah, I'm going to go out the box, but I'm going to say, Lukaku was one for me, and I'm going to say, let's see, I'm going to say Ziyech, and the players that I would bring in. Controversial. I don't care what anyone says. I think that this guy would fit in our system. Petr Cech, and I'm going to say Rafinha.
Who is Patrick? Is he Canadian?
Rafinha, I understand.
Patrick, Czech striker. Plays for, I believe it's Bayer Leverkusen.
Did you watch the Euros, Boogeyman?
He played with Werner. He played with Werner in RB
Leverkusen. Leverkusen, yeah, it's the same one as Havertz. Yeah, it's yeah. So he's at Leverkusen.
All right.
Yeah.
Definitely want to check him out. Definitely want to check him out.
Euros.
Yeah, he played very well.
6'4", isn't he, or something? He scored a world.
I think he scored like 5 goals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Broke his face too.
All right. Ilya Jackie's question: have Liverpool stolen the march on Koundé? VJ, you can go first.
It's a difficult question for me to answer because I don't have any context to it. So I'm going to refrain myself from answering that question because I've not seen any news as to Liverpool going for Koundé. But I really wanted to answer the previous question. Lukaku and... Can I not?
No.
Can I not? No. Oh my God. All right. So I'm going to skip this question if I can.
All right. Eric?
Yeah, I will say hopefully not. Liverpool don't tend to make big money signings, and we already know what Koundé costs. You know, if the club still wants his buyout clause, then Liverpool have to pay a lot of money. So I'm gonna say no.
Julius?
Yeah, I've heard about this actually, and I've also saw that. I'm not sure how true that is. That Koundé is also interested in Liverpool, which is a little bit surprising. So I want to say this. I would not be surprised if Liverpool stole the march on Koundé. However, I want to say this. I know Koundé is a very good player. I personally did not watch enough of him, but I've heard a lot of good things. And I've asked some friends who are huge La Liga fans, and everyone said he's phenomenal. However, I think, in my opinion, if Koundé is for 70 million, or it's going to cost us 60, 70 million, we have the option to go and try to get Tomori back. If you ask me what I would prefer Tomori.
All right. I'm gonna add my thoughts to this one. I think.
Can I just quickly address the Koundé? Can I just quickly
No, Max.
Koundé one?
Max, I said we're going to split it because if I let you address that, we'll have to go back to VJ. Let him address the previous question as well. So not at this point. In respect to this whole situation, I think whoever is prepared to pay the clause, the buyout clause, will be the one signing Koundé, unless neither party will do it. And then Sevilla will find themselves having to listen to offers and then agreeing with one of the clubs. But I think it's up in the air, and I think it's all a matter of time in respect to what the likely outcome will be. Guys, we're going to draw the next question. And panelists, I will be dividing the question among you guys because there's a lot of you. And for all of you to address every question, we will be here all night addressing a couple of questions. So for that reason. All right, let's have a look. 16
so
people in the draw.
While waiting for the next, that will ask the question. We can still talk about the previous, right?
No, because we will get into a tangent, Boogeyman, and we can talk about anything that we can stop, immediately and move on. Because I don't want to get a topic that's been discussed and then we leave it halfway through. Eric Dugan, please enter your question into the chat. And we will look at it and address it. I'm going to put on the screen... sorry, I thought it was an article. It's a video. If I put that on the screen, we'll have issues with copyright claims. All right. Eric Dugan.
For your eyes only.
I will definitely check it out. I want to find out about this guy. I will definitely check it out. All right, Eric Dugan. His question is: which player, pick one, on the squad has been our most valuable player so far this season, and why? All right, who wants to answer this question?
I do.
So,
I do.
Eric, who else wants to
Yeah.
answer this question? All right, Eric, take it away.
You can mention a few players. You can mention players based on statistics, but I'm not going down that route. I will go with somebody who has been consistent, maybe the most consistent player since Tuchel came in, and his name is Antonio Rudiger. So I think
Nice.
Rudiger has been our most valuable player.
Nice. I think you're right, but I think there is. I mean, if I was going to pick someone, I would pick someone else.
Okay.
I would personally pick. Sorry. Someone say something. Sure. I would personally pick Edouard Mendy. I think he has been one of the most consistent players in the team, along with Antonio Rudiger. So definitely two good shots there. Let me hear from Max. Max, who would you pick?
Yeah, I'm going with Mr. Reliable, and I'm surprised Dennis didn't go with this. Thiago Silva. To me, he's just a class defender. Everything he does is superb. His positioning sense, the way he starts the attacks and everything else, and at his age as well, he's great. It's just a pity that he has stayed fit throughout the full season. But for me, he is the top defender. I even rate him. I know people may laugh, but I think he's a better defender than Van Dijk. In his prime, he's definitely been better than Van Dijk, and he's still showing his class at the age of 38.
Definitely.
Mo, this is the second time he's stolen my thunder. Even for the Lukaku Ziyech thing.
Yes. I was going to ask you because you just said wanted to answer the question.
No. Anyways, that's the same answer for me as well.
All right. So the ITM way. Let me see your question in the chat. People, type #Tuchel to be entered and to be given a chance to ask a question. So the ITM way, and I'll be interested to know what the ITM stands for. Unless do you guys know?
Yeah, I think I know.
Yeah, tell me.
In the mud, like United.
In the mud way. In the mud way.
Yeah, no, that was just a joke. I have no idea.
I was thinking, what are you talking about?
You made me believe that for a second. I was about to say IT management, and then I was like, okay, fine. Maybe he is right because he's talking something around the sports. Mine is completely different.
Yeah, the IT management way. I don't know, possibly. I'm sure he'll let us know, and I'm sure he'll let us know if he's still in the chat because I haven't seen him in the chat for quite some time. Shall we change the hashtag, guys? Do you think we should change the hashtag?
Yes.
Yeah?
Because I think people might have left.
Left? Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. All right, I'm going to change the hashtag. Shall we go back to CFC?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go back to CFC. Give me a second while I change the hashtag. If he does ask a question, we will address it. But we're going to change the hashtag.
Hashtag Marina out in the chat. No, that's not happening.
No. We don't want to cause any.
Create an.
You know what? Every time I put Marina in the this is a fact. Every time I put Marina in my title, I have issues with monetizing the video. Just so you all know. No joke. Seriously. But did we say CFC? Yeah, CFC. So this is it. Hashtag CFC. Guys, if you entered it before I put it on the screen, it might not have registered. So type it one more time. Hashtag CFC. We'll wait until we've got 10, and then we will continue. In the meantime, while people are typing the CFCs in the hashtag, I'll go back to VJ and Max and let them answer the previous question. Max, Kunde.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, Kunde, because Liverpool have already bought Konate, haven't they? And Konate's hardly playing; he's just playing. And Liverpool not going to be spending £75 million on a defender when they've got other areas to fill. They don't. And I read a report somewhere where it's been rubbished. I think it came from L'Equipe or something where they rubbished that report. Because if you look at the first report, it said that Chelsea, they wanted to do it in revenge of not getting Timo Werner. But then in the end, they didn't go for Timo Werner anyway. So that was just a stupid. If you look beyond look at the story in its entirety and see what the report is trying to get at, it doesn't make sense. And we've kind of done all the groundwork. We've agreed personal terms with him from that. It's just a fee that we can agree with on last time. So I think he's that far down the line with Chelsea. If we can agree a deal with Sevilla, then he'll come to us. The only way I can see him going to Liverpool is if we lose interest and we say the fee's too high, and then we pull out, and then someone else comes in for him. But if it's just between us and them, because we've kind of done all the groundwork, I think that he'll choose us.
Okay. VJ, play it two in, two out attackers.
2 out would be Lukaku and Ziyech. Possibly if you could add just Barkley into it in a 1+1 offer or something.
Barkley apparently is going to go to Turkey. Galatasaray are interested apparently. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that might happen in this window.
All right.
Okay. 2 players in.
2 players in would be Haaland and Rafinha. Completely from a, again, it's not from a practical standpoint, but it's something that I'd like to see. Haaland and Rafinha coming in.
Sure. Guys, 9 entries. We're going to draw in 3, 2, 1.
I didn't think about Rafinha. That's a good shout.
Thank you.
Yeah. But I still think Chiesa is a better shout. Yeah.
Chiesa just tore his ACL, man.
He's Premier ready.
Chiesa's not going to be ready for another year.
Has he?
Yeah.
ACL?
Yeah.
Is it ACL injury?
Yeah, he's done his ACL, and once you do that, Rafinha's
ACL.
Premier League ready. Saw him
2 weeks
today,
back.
and he was superb.
Elias Ibrahim, put your question in the chat, mate, and let's see what you want to know. Yeah, no, that's crazy. I did not know that. I heard he was injured. I didn't know what the injury was. ACL is a bomber, man. He's gonna be out for a while.
I mean, that's. I would have said, obviously, Rafinha plays on the right, doesn't he? Even though I know he can play both sides, so I would have gone with. Is that a question? Yeah.
The thing is, Elias, how big is the list going to be, man? Because I'll be honest with you, I can name 5 easily. I'll tell you what. Let's do this. All right, we'll start with Julius. We'll go around the board. Everybody has to name 1.
What if we all have the same one, though?
No, you can't. You can't have the same one. So if someone names the one you have, you got to change it.
This should be very easy.
That'll mean that what if there's only 3 that are actually not good enough for Chelsea then?
In your opinion, if they've been mentioned, just go ahead and pass. I'll go last. Let me see if I can add anything to this. Julius, which player? I'm saying player. He says players. Which player is not good enough for Chelsea, and we should sell him? So who fits that category? Name 1.
I'm gonna say.
Who are you starting with?
Ziyech.
Julius.
I'm gonna say Ziyech.
All right. All this hate on my man. All this hate on. You're all hating him. Listen, guys. Listen. I'm a fan. But unfortunately, if he's not performing, if he's not doing it, I'm going to say it. And right now, unfortunately, Ziyech, on a few occasions, so I'm disappointed.
One thing more, just very quick, on why, really quick.
Very quick, literally.
Very quick, because in case we don't sell Lukaku, I think Ziyech is a big part of why Lukaku hasn't been being delivered good passes for him to actually score more goals. That's it.
All right, yeah. Shifting the blame. I see what you're doing. All right. Me and you're going to have words after this. We're going to talk. Me and you, Julius, we're going to talk. Eric Blue, let me hear it.
Yeah, we might be able to do this a few times, actually. No. I'll go with Werner.
Wow,
Good
that was
shout.
that was not a player on my list. I'll have to admit, not a player on my list. Not a player on my list. Go on, VJ.
I think this is something again, back to Lukaku, Ziyech sort of a thing. But I'd go for Pulisic also. I mean, he's
I
still
can see
not
why.
that good for me. Yeah,
I can see
he's
why,
got
yeah.
potential, but I'm tired of waiting.
Yeah. No, for me, it's not that he's not showing his potential. It's the fact that he's not available most of the time. That for me is the aspect. All right. Yeah, Max.
I'll go for an obvious one, Ross Barkley. Not good enough. Bye-bye.
Talk about taking the easy
Low
route.
hanging fruit, man.
Max, you did waste your turn. You get that right?
I think probably, yeah.
Boogie. Boogeyman.
I think you're muted.
You're muted, Boogeyman.
Sorry, Lukaku.
Lukaku. Boy. All right. You're making this too easy for me. I thought I'm going to struggle to pick my one, but it's not. It's not going to be hard. Go on. Couch.
I mean, all the good ones are gone.
No, there's a couple. There's a couple that are still
Just lurking in the weeds there.
Yeah, still.
Yeah. I don't want to say what I want to say because the history at that club is incredible, right? It's between Alonso and Azpilicueta right now, just given how we play. But both of those guys have played incredible football for this club at different stages in their career. But as of right now, and going on what have been having in the chat, just the back and forth, I'm just going to say Azpilicueta. He's just not good enough for this club right now.
And you just gave me the other hanging piece of fruit, Marcos Alonso.
There you go.
You were anyways gonna go with Alonso, right?
No. For me, it was Alonso, Barkley, Loftus-Cheek was on my list as well. I have to admit. There was one more. And this wasn't because of his situation and where he's playing now, but it's because of why we bought him for, and he hasn't fulfilled it. Would have been Kepa. Kepa's doing a good job as a backup goalkeeper, but that's not what we're paying him for, and that's not what we bought him for. And
Surprised
that
nobody
also
said
would have been
Saul,
on my
man.
list.
I mean, I guess it's because he's on loan.
he's-
Right?
No,
going
Saul's
anyway.
alone.
Not a
He's
player.
going. Yeah, he's going. He's going.
It's
Elias,
interesting you name Loftus.
good question. Elias.
Kasim,
Go on, Max.
Kasim,
Yeah.
No, so it's
Kasim, you know
interesting
what?
you name Loftus-Cheek because for me, yeah, I love him as a player, but he can't put 4 games together without getting injured. And that's another reason that, because he's just, if he was fully fit, that we'll have some player on our hand, but his body is not up to it, I don't think.
Yeah. Hashtag CFC people. I'll give you a few more seconds before I select the next winner. VJ, you wanted to say something?
No, I was just thinking, if at all the same question was asked to the same panel for Manchester United, you might have to give us 2 people for one person. Revealing.
I think that question would have been easily answered by the players themselves. They could name you who they want to see, because right now Man United they're having issues, man. They're having issues. All right, here we go. Next draw will be Abdul B. Let me hear your question. I thought it was gonna be Showtime. For a second there, I thought it was gonna be Showtime. Abdul B. Let me see your question in the chat, my brother.
Abdul B will ask us why we have an agenda against Asper.
Why we have an agenda? Is that what he's been saying? Is that what he's been saying?
The truth is, I cannot see Ruben Loftus-Cheek leaving Chelsea. I just like the man. I know he has to do more, but
you know what I think the problem is with his? It's just physiology, man. Like he moves like a number 10, but he's the size of like a center back.
All right, this is Abdul B's question. I think Abdul B and Boogeyman have been spending time talking, because this is the kind of question that Boogeyman would answer. I would ask: Should we re-sign Diego Costa? I just read Arsenal are in talks with Costa. Abdul B, you're trolling me. You're trolling.
No, he is. He is.
First,
He is.
yeah, he's on the Arsenal radar. But my question is, how old is Diego Costa at this point? I can check it.
76, I heard. 76, 77.
He looks like he's in his 60s, man.
Yeah, he's
great player in his prime. Listen, Diego Costa, one of my favorite strikers at Chelsea. I have to admit, one of my favorite strikers at Chelsea. But I think
he's 34 this year.
Yeah, that ship. I mean, as I say, that ship has sailed. But if we look back at Abramovic, and Thiago Silva and Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, players are playing in. James Milner. Funny list for James Milner.
That's what I'm saying. The difference is they take care of themselves. Diego Costa loves the party life. So he's not going to be as fit.
So, guys, should we consider re-signing him? Who wants to answer this one? Actually, you can all answer this one. Yes, no.
No.
Let's start with Couch. Couch.
No.
Max, no. Couch.
We gotta look forward.
Max, no. Couch, no. Boogie.
Better than Lukaku.
I told you and Abdul B, you've been sitting down having shisha and coffee and chilling out. All right,
just no.
No. VJ.
I'd like to answer this question this way, right? Abdul, you know the answer for this question. That's why you've typed that answer on the question itself. If Arsenal wants to go for Diego Costa, then you know his range now. So we're not going for him. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty much.
Eric.
Yeah. I think what's VJ said. Yeah.
All right. Julius, any point in asking the question?
No. He's 33.
All right. Sweet. All right. Next draw is gonna be. The Podfather, is he in the chat? I haven't seen. There he is. Yeah, he's here. Podfather's here. Podfather, let me hear your question, man. Podfather normally is on the panel. Today he is on the other side of the stream. Podfather. Oh, Nick Blue's in the chat as well. Big up to Nick. Big up to Podfather. Verana, I haven't seen Verana's name. Verana, have you entered? Have you typed in CFC in the chat? Because I haven't seen you in the names being selected. Anybody who wants to take part in this, all you got to do is hashtag CFC and we will see your question. All right, Podfather is asking.
Oh, a good one.
MDT should be here for this. Which Cobham graduate has the best natural ability when breaking into the first team? And can you send the link so I can join? That's a sneaky one. What do you guys think? Should I send him the link?
Yeah, man. Of course.
Well, we're gonna have too many panelists, man. It's a Q&A.
He's a knowledgeable guy. He always has good things to say.
I disagree with Couch assessment of Podfather knowledgeable.
Yeah. Listen. Hold on. Right, before we answer the first part of the question, it's only fair we address the entire question. So let's address the second part of the question. Should I send him the link? Couch, yes or no?
Come on now, it's my boy. Get him
so
in
one yes. Boogie, yes or no?
A big no.
Big no. All right. One yes, one no. Max, should I send him the link? Yes or no?
He's got a lot of good things to say, so yeah.
Come on, Max.
Right,
Come on.
No, he's a yes for me.
Two yeses, one no. VJ, should I send him the link?
Get him in. We need some people to defend against Boogeyman. So,
Right. You guys all know I have the right to veto the whole decision, yeah? So just keep that in mind. So we got. No, because I want to see what you guys got to say. So 3 yeses, 1 no. Eric?
Yeah, I didn't like some of the things he said the last time, so no.
Yeah, me neither. Two no's, 3 yeses. All right, Julius, go on. Let me hear what Julius is going to say.
I just
it's yes or no?
No. I just it's a no because it's Boogeyman said no. I say no blindly.
And all right, And Eric, you changed, or you say no as well?
No, it's a yes. It's a. I was just joking. Yeah.
Oh boy.
You could give me a tiebreaker so I can add my all right. So you've got 3 yeses, 4 yeses and 2 nos.
I mean, you could say no as well.
I'm gonna veto it, and I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no.
Rough.
The money's coming. Don't worry.
Listen, Podfather, you need to open a Twitter account and follow me on Twitter. The only person on the whole panel that I have to send a link to on Instagram is the Podfather. And it's a pain in the backside. You're going from one platform to another. So because of that, you're not getting the link to the stream today.
Rough.
Next one, I'll think about it. All right. Which problem got you? Everyone's just thinking, oh, listen, Mo has been that's the C word, isn't it? But
That's a joke gone too far. Let the man.
yeah. All right, ask the question, guys. Ask the question. Which Cobham graduate has a natural ability when breaking into the first team?
Easy one for me.
Yeah, I think.
Go on. Take it away.
Levi Colville, centre back. Have you guys seen him play? He is heir to the throne, John Terry. He's got a natural ability. Plays on the left of the free, or so he can take over from Rudiger as well. But not for now. For a couple of years' time. But he's got so much maturity. And if you remember what happened when Reece James was at Wigan, when you'll get a man of the match in every single game, that's what this boy is doing. He's getting a man of the match at Huddersfield every single game. He's man of the match. If you've seen some of the clips as well, he's handling himself in a big man's league already, because Championship is rough and ready and uncompromising. This guy is standing up against these tough centre forwards. He knows how to bring the ball out of the back as well. He can play. As I said, John Terry's already said he's got the leadership qualities. So if this guy doesn't succeed in our team, then I'll be very, very surprised. So
I think the question is academy graduates that have broken into the first team. Though.
Yeah. It's not who will break in.
It's not who will, right?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with Reece James.
Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. Sorry.
But you blew your chance, so I'm gonna go with Reece James, just because I think that he's built correctly for that position, the right wing back, right back position. He gives you everything you require from that position: pace, power, defensive acumen, crossing ability, goal scoring ability, everything. Like, he's the closest thing that we have to a world class, academy graduate, in my opinion. He's the closest thing we have to that.
He was the obvious answer, I think.
Yeah, that was my
captain for me too.
I did a video on him ages ago when we were looking at all the graduates who broke through. I did say, out of all the graduates who've broken through, he's going to be the main one, and that was 2 years ago or whenever they came through. So definitely Reece James. He's got it all.
What about Chalobah?
He's kind of like, he kind of stuck under the radar, because you know what I mean. Like, he wasn't really somebody that I looked to as this incredible talent coming out of Cobham. Like, when you even compared him to his brother, I thought his brother had a better like youth career. And but like, I can't lie, he stepped into the squad right now the last little while. Obviously, he's been overplayed a little bit the last little while, and his hamstring's kind of gone as a result. But when he was at his peak, maybe even a couple months ago, he's surprised me, like in ways that I never thought he could. Really, really good player.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Cho here.
Ooh.
In terms of natural ability,
hold on. How did he get in here? I voted. I said he can't come in. I said he can't come in, man. How did he get in?
My vote.
Pod. Who sent you the link, man? Who sent you the link? Tell me. Who sent you the link? Boogeyman. He sent the link. I knew it, Boogeyman. You're going behind my back, man.
You better be nice to me tonight, man.
He secretly loves me. Yeah, I was the only one backing him yesterday.
Yo, man, I didn't forget that one, man. Welcome, brother.
Big up. Pod. You've heard the names that have been mentioned. Do you have anybody else in mind?
Yes, they've all been very interesting. my personal one, I think just because I like that sort of player, and I call him the son of Zidane and Ronaldo, because he's a mixture of both, is the one, the only Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I haven't seen a player who came through, as a DM, had the dribbling ability, he had the touch, he had. The people remember his debut for England against Brazil. Like, come on. Yeah, I mean, in terms of natural ability, unfortunately, like everybody said, his physiology and, he's been unfortunate with injuries. But just in terms of natural ability, I didn't see any player that's come through that's been able to do as many things, to be a defensive player, to be an offensive player. Midfield is one of the toughest positions as well, when it comes to just to have that way about you. So for me, he's always been one of my favorite players to come out the youth system.
No, fantastic. Listen, people in the chat, I'm seeing some new names in the chat. Do us a favor, hashtag CFC to be registered for a question. We've got 12 people currently registered, and there's nearly 70 of you in the stream. So a lot of you watching the stream have not entered into the draw. So just type in the chat hashtag CFC, and you will be eligible to enter for the draw. Chris, big up to you. Welcome to the stream. All right, here we go. Let's draw the next question. I just seen Verana. Verana, you are in the list. Nick Blue, what is this? The Blue Lounge panel Q&A. Podfather Nick Blue. Next week you're gonna see if the Blue Lounge can ask a question. Big up to Nick Blue. Nick Blue, put your question in the chat. Guys, in about 15 minutes we will switch to allowing you to come onto the stream and give us your questions live on air. Questions or comments. We'll welcome you all on to give us your insight, your feedback. So we'll take a couple more questions in this format, and then we'll switch to the other format. So Nick Blue, let me see your question in the chat. Yeah. So how you guys doing? Everyone good?
That's what Tobogo just said in the chat there. He's like, I don't want Tuchel to be sacked. I want him to be backed. No doubt.
Who said that? Who said that?
Tobogo.
Oh, Tobago.
Yeah,
I don't want to. Yeah, I see it.
But the problem with Tuchel is he's looking a little shaky. I just don't like his nerves. He's not looking that confident that he used to be. Like the last presser, I don't like it. I just don't like the vibe he gave me. I feel like he's
losing
he's
it.
showing, he's showing too much frustration that I don't like seeing from.
You want a robot manager, man?
He was more frustrated with the system and the fact that we've had to play all these games and everything's been against us more than anything else. That's what I got from it, and rightly so too.
It's still like he's I think Nubu has asked his question.
Right.
No, I like
Nick,
that. I like to see a manager showing that personality.
Me too.
Hold on, guys. Next question. And listen, I was walking past a cafe the other day, and I saw Abdul B sitting down with Boogeyman in the cafe. They were drinking coffee, smoking shisha. There was a bit of chai on there, and there was someone else sitting there. I couldn't make it out. And now I know it's Nick Blue. Nick Blue was sitting with them. Nick Blue was asking, who wants to see Lukaku stay until the end? Stay until the summer. I'm putting words in here. Who wants Lukaku to stay until the summer? Do we have a choice? Do we have a choice?
The window's still open.
Yeah, but do we have a choice? I mean, if we sell him, then what are we gonna do? Do we have it? I don't know. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. I still haven't seen that video. I've got to watch that video. So tell me, guys, what do you think?
And the question is, do we want Lukaku to stay past the summer? It's a big no.
Past the summer for next season. I can discuss that. I can maybe think yes, no, maybe. But until the summer, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm done. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay, put it this way: if Lukaku in the second half of the season scores us 14, 15 goals, then would everyone want him to stay on next
No.
season?
No.
Even if he
I
scores
think Nick was
14
trying
goals.
to wind us. No,
I mean,
no.
look at the. Okay, I'm going to explain it in a
14 goals from now, yeah? From now to the end of the
40?
season.
40, yeah.
40.
Definitely
14,
40.
No.
not 14.
1-4. 1-4 from now until the end of the season. I'll take it. From now until the end of the season, I take it.
Would you
We
take
still
it
got the
and then
Carabao Cup, we still got the
does
FA
that
Cup.
buy him time for next season as well?
No. It just means he holds his value that we can sell him for a decent price. That's what I mean.
You can't take that question seriously. I think Nick Blue is just trying to. He's trying to.
Like I said, Nick Blue, Abdul B, and Boogeyman.
No, look
Can I
at
answer it seriously?
look
Even
at
with the
how
14
Critic's
goals.
face when you ask the question. Just
Okay. No. Nick, to be fair, Nick Blue has clarified his question. He says, more like, do we keep him for next season?
oh no.
So does he stay? For me, no. This is your opinion. This is not what you think will happen. This is your opinion. Do you want to see him stay? For me, no. I'll be honest, no.
I've seen enough. No.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, if we can off him and bring in somebody else that fits the system a little bit better, do it. And to answer Max's question, like if he scores 14 goals, 14 of the right goals, and not just one against Chesterfield and then another one against Norwich City and stuff like
Hat trick against Norwich
big
or something.
goals. I mean, big goals. Like he wins us the Champions League. That's a completely different story. It's the manner, it's the type of goal that he scores that I'm more concerned with than the amounts. Like he's got to be a
Quality. The quality rather than the quantity.
Yeah, exactly.
The quality of the goals. Yeah. I see what you mean.
Can I answer this?
Yeah. Go on, Vijay.
I think he has to earn his next season, if I'm to be honest with you. And how does he earn it is up to the way that, I agree with Couch. Quality in the way that he scores and the way that he shows his leadership potential up top, and also not talking in interviews and press conferences.
Right? Keep your mouth shut.
If he ends up with 20 plus goals next season, I think he's earned the right for another season. So regardless.
No, this season, Max. This season.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
If he ends up with 20 goals this season, then I think he's earned the right for another season, and he gets to grip with the way the team plays.
Max, what if he scores 7 goals against Brighton and all those teams, and 14 goals?
It doesn't matter if he scores. Yeah, if he scores 20 goals, we've got 20 goals this season.
That can't be the bar. Like it can't just be 20 goals because it has to be the type of goal. Like it can't just be 20 goals against your FA Cup bottom feeder teams and stuff like that. Like he has to score in the right games. Like he has to be a match winner for us. He has to be a talismanic figure. It's £100 million. We didn't pay. You don't pay $100 million for a striker to score against Chesterfield. That's just not it for me.
Which
Guys, in literally 1 minute, I will be drawing the very last question for this portion of the stream. We will then move into the live interaction with you guys. So to have your question answered, this is the last opportunity. So make sure you type #CFC to have a chance to submit your last question. So VG, you were saying?
No, nothing.
VG,
Go on.
I think an interesting spin would be: would you swap him for Brozier right now?
Ooh, nah, too much pressure.
Listen, I heard a lot of talk about Brozier yesterday, and he's not gonna. Some people said he'll come in and he'll score a lot of goals. What you got to remember is playing for Chelsea is totally different to playing for someone like Southampton. Playing for a lot of teams, and not only the pressure, but a lot of teams. Southampton no teams don't play low block against Southampton, do they? So he's going to get a lot of space. Do you see the goal he scored the other day against? Who did they play the other day? We scored when they won 3-2 in the week. I can't remember who it was against, but he had a lot of space to run into.
Everton? I'm not sure.
I can't remember the team anyway, but he had a lot of space to run into. He's a good striker, don't get me wrong. I do rate him, and I think he can operate in tight spaces, but it will be a lot difficult to score goals in a Chelsea team than it will be in a team like Southampton. So that's what
Lukaku is not doing better right now, Max.
Julius, the biggest question would be: can Southampton afford his wages Otherwise, this whole thing goes to the top.
Great time, short time. Do us a favor and hit us up with your question. Let us know if you're in the chat, because I haven't seen you in the chat for a minute. So if you're in the chat, let me know. If not, we will pick another name. So just let me know quickly.
I'm still thinking when people said Broja will not score enough goal or the pressure.
We don't know though. We don't know.
Yeah, but Lukaku. Yeah, but Lukaku is not doing it. Look, at least we know for Lukaku, he's not doing it. So I'd rather have a chance. I'd rather give a chance to Broja to come here and just show us he cannot do it or he can do it. So
the thing is, Broja only has 6 goals. Like people talk about as if he's having this 20-goal a season at Southampton, but he only has 6 goals. We're not talking about something that's better than Tammy last year or better than Tammy the year before.
And he scored against Leeds, Burnley, Brighton, Crystal Palace.
And Broja didn't start the season playing. He started getting his position.
I'm just telling you, he scored for. Like it's not like he's scoring against the top level teams, right?
Yeah, but still, I'd rather see him.
I hear you. I want to see him back in the squad too, but I don't think that he's ready to lead the line.
All right, people, I'm gonna draw again. I don't think Showtime is in the chat, so we'll try one more.
Showtime is not in the show.
Yeah.
He's a no-show.
He's here. He was just late writing his question. All right, so Patrick Eku, you can also ask a question. We're gonna address Showtime's question while you type your question in the chat. So make sure you type it. Showtime is a question. Can you guys say and believe in Marina we trust and how?
No, there is a rigorous selection process.
Hold on. I'm reading the question. And how can I put an application to become a panel candidate?
By stopping saying in Marina we trust.
Exactly. Listen, can we say that? I'll tell you what.
Get Bobby to say it.
I'm gonna say I can't, because I only trust in one, and for me it's the Almighty. That's why I put my trust in. I trust people. I trust people, but when I say in Marina we trust, I will say no. In the Almighty I trust. I trust people. So that's my answer. Couch, can you say that phrase?
I mean, it's going to be empty, but yeah, if he really wants to hear it, is it a super chat? No money involved.
No, there's no money involved, so you don't have to say it if you don't want to.
No. Sure. In the Marina we trust, man. She works for the club. We need to trust her.
All right, Boogie.
How can I put in Marina we trust, but you're not getting the application to become a panel candidate.
Max,
I was joking. It's a more decision, man.
I'm with you. I trust in God, and that's alone, or the Almighty. I don't trust in any other people. So, yep, that's my.
Yeah, no, because it's the way it's phrased in Marina. No, I trust Marina's decision making in certain areas. When I say in her, I trust. No, in her, the only person I trust in is the Almighty. So that's how we stand. Big up, Max. VJ.
I think I'm going to resonate with the same point. In Almighty, I trust. In Marina, to be honest, not so much. If I can say that.
All right, sweet. Couch. Sorry, Eric.
Yeah, look, I'm not like you guys were saying. I'm not with this whole Marina agenda. I don't want to even talk about it because, yeah, it's a sensitive one. So I'll just leave it.
All right, yeah, sweet. Pod.
Anybody's tenure who we won a league and a Champions League can't be that bad. So, what I would say is, in Marina, we wait and see.
Ballon d'Or
Sweet.
As well.
Sweet. Yeah. Sweet. Julius. Julius.
So,
Yeah.
there is no need for this in Marina. We trust. We need to stop idolizing these people. So,
All right, sweet. Now,
Can I say
the second
something?
part. Hold on. The second part of your question, Showtime. How do you become a member of the panel? Well, it's simple. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep interacting with us here on the Blue Lounge. Everyone that you see on this panel are people who I met literally on YouTube. Every single person. The only person here who I actually met before I started streaming was Max Burton. Max Burton, he actually got me started off in the streaming part of YouTube. He started to do talk shows, and I picked up on it, and I developed it, and that's the way that we got into this. So everyone here came on the show. They talked to us. They interacted with us. They came on whenever we gave them an opportunity, and they slowly but surely became members of the panel. Podfather, he's still borderline. He had to beg to come on tonight, and we had to do a whole voting, democratically elect him to come on. So it's just keep interacting, and you will get your opportunity like everybody else does. Now, I saw a question by Patrick. Patrick did post a question. Let me find it. This will be the last question we'll be answering in this way. Do you think Tuchel got frustrated yesterday with Lukaku due to what he said during the interview with Sky Italia about him not being happy with his tactics? So your question is, did that affect what he said in the interview? Because he did mention Lukaku in the interview. Good question. Personally, I think yes. I think it's not something that he would like to admit or to make public, but I think what happened with that Sky Italia interview did have a strong ripple effect and an impact on Tuchel. So personally, I think Tuchel is frustrated to a certain degree. So yes, I think he is. I'll let everyone address this question because then we're going to move on to the next part of the stream. So let me start with Julius this time. Julius, address this question, please.
do you think Tuchel got frustrated yesterday with Lukaku due to what he said in the interview? Okay, I think yes, because in my opinion, the system that Tuchel had in place was spot on tactically. Personally, that's what I think. The implementation of it was not good, especially up front. Defensively, we were solid. We nullified City. Even Pep admitted it yesterday. He said we could not create a lot of chances, a lot of half chances. However, the reason why I think that system was good is because we actually had multiple times breakthroughs through long balls to break the resistance. But the final decision making was awful, because a couple of times from our wingers, and also Lukaku was expected to win the 50-50 challenges and win headers and hold up the play and basically open up. He did it well twice, and other than that, he was not effective. Ziyech had multiple opportunities to pass the ball. Same thing with Pulisic. And we were just awful up front. So that's why I think Tuchel was frustrated due to the bad implementation of the system.
All right, fair. Pod?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what he said. Like I've seen some conflicting reports. One report was he came out and he said Lukaku needs to create his own chances. Is that true?
Yeah, he said that as well as chances being created for him, and he needs to create his own. So he didn't really say anything frustrating about Lukaku in a sense. It's just the way it's been portrayed, because he was frustrated yesterday with the game. He was upset during the game, and he was upset after the game. And people are putting more of an emphasis on his demeanor and his body language rather than what he actually said, in respect to highlighting the frustration with him and Lukaku. And it wasn't specific to Lukaku, it was general for the team and mainly for the attack. and the build-up play, but it's been portrayed as Lukaku. So
the thing is, I
the
found
question.
I found it tricky. I've never heard of a manager telling a striker you have to create your own chances. Yeah, like in public like that. So I just found it strange. But do I think it was frustrated because of the interview? No, I think it's strictly the performances of the last 3 games. I don't believe Tuchel is the type of manager to hold a grudge. I think there's been so many scandals and like crazy things in football, and because he's behind the scenes, he knows half of these players are here for the money anyway. He's not really bothered about whether you're committed to the club. He's going to use you while you're here. And when he's tired of you, he's going to ship you off. He can be emotionally connected to the situation. I think he's strictly frustrated that his game plan was based on you holding up the ball and the other players feeding off you and coming up to you. And, you had the big chance. You didn't take the big chance. And that's what frustrated him. I don't think it has anything to do with the Sky Italia. I think he's moved past that. But, frustrations continue with his performance.
All right. I'm going to go to Max next. But before I go to Max, there's a question in the chat by a sub 1,000 subscriber. So this guy has been subscribed to the Blue Lounge before we hit 1,000 subscribers. So I'm going to address his question after this one before we move over. And it's Machiavelli. Machiavelli is asking, guys, is Lukaku a Thomas Tuchel signing or the club signing? We'll be addressing that question after this. So Machiavelli, I see you. No, we will address your question in due course. Max Burton, take it away. Patrick's question.
Yeah, we're same as Podfather really. I don't think it was to do with the interview at all. In a way, it may have been because obviously it may be questioning tactics or whatever. His tactics as well, because the interview went on about it's the system and everything else. So he's looked at it and thinking, yeah, maybe that's what the commentators are trying to get at, or the interviews are trying to get at as well. But what he said, he was right in a way. Okay, Lukaku was making a lot of runs, but he wasn't getting found. But the frustration was that when he wasn't holding up the ball properly, when he did get the ball, he was getting rid of it too quickly, rather than sort of bringing others into play. Because remember, Man City were pressurising us a lot. Once the ball went up to Lukaku when he was in space, he should have just held it up, waited for runners, then laid it off, rather than just flicking it to nobody and then just giving City back the ball cheaply. And we looked at that big chance where he made the wrong decision when he was bearing down on goal, where he should have put in Alonso? So it's a team effort. So it's not just about giving him the service. When he's not getting the service, he's got to do a bit more off the board as well to try to make an impact in the game.
All right, VJ.
I think this is more of how the media wants to put a bit of spice in the sauce, sort of a thing. That's kind of a situation here. See, the question exactly from the reporter was, did Romelu Lukaku not get enough service? And Thomas Tuchel basically responded saying that he has to start creating his own services. Like, he has to start creating his own chances, right? And that's expected. I mean, not every single time you can expect the ball to come into the box so that you can score a tap-in. It's not how strikers work. So, I mean, I understand his frustration. But at the same time, was he taking a dig at him because of the Sky Sports Italia? I think that was the question, right? Because of the Sky Sports Italia interview? I don't think so. Thomas Tuchel is one such person. Given whatever we know about his mentality. But I think Romelu Lukaku has to show really to Thomas what he's built off. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult for him to, stay in the club. I've been talking about this ever since that scenario. That £100 million is what is making him play in the game day in and day out, nothing else. If you're going by performance, he should not be in the pitch right now.
Okay. I think Eric is not here. Couch, Boogie, do you want to add anything to this question?
Yeah, I think to be honest, I think the interview he had is the reason why Tuchel went out to speak publicly about this. Because if he didn't have that interview, Tuchel would be like, "Oh, okay, there's the team stuff, and we will figure it out in between us." It's because that interview that he pointed out that, like, if you want to be the one saying the tactics are not right, I played 2 different tactics. What did you do? As simple as that. You need to create your own chances. You cannot be losing the ball when all the players around you are waiting for you to hold it a little, like Mark said. You cannot have the ball, 100 million pound player, and just pass the ball in the empty, like just pass it. It's just like you don't know what to do with a ball. And Tuchel also said something that he said he gave the ball away with no pressure on them. That's crazy. If someone is a footballer, 100 million pound footballer, there's no pressure on you, but you're still giving the ball away. What is it? Like, what do you want else? Like, that's exactly what Tuchel trying to say. So Lukaku should not, nobody should come here bother Tuchel about Lukaku when he cannot do the simple thing on the field. So I think that interview has everything to do with the way he talk about Lukaku, because he's just trying to be honest at this point. That guy been talking around, but he cannot walk the walk. That's the problem right now.
All right. Couch.
I think we got to be careful here. Just be careful. Not that I disagree, but what we're talking about right now, what you're suggesting is there is fissures in the dressing room right now due to that interview, and things are starting to bubble over. I'm not necessarily at that point yet, but I do agree that, like, Tuchel is the type of manager that, would, take on the responsibility of protecting his club when things don't go right. And it seems like right now he's kind of like lashing out a little bit after that game. He basically put all of his venom into the attacking 3. Everything that he said that was negative about the performance yesterday was about the attacking 3. And, this, we have to be careful about how we say this stuff, though. I'm not in any way, shape, or form thinking that there's, a rift in the dressing room and that we can't get beyond this or whatever. He was just basically frustrated with the performance and aired his grievance. It's not like he just said it out of the blue. He was asked a question, Lukaku, were you able to, Lukaku didn't get a lot of servicing, and there wasn't a lot of opportunities created for him. And then he responded by saying that, well, he's got to create his own opportunities too. He's part of the attacking triumvirate. And, that is true. Like, you can't deny that. Like, you pay £100 million for somebody. You can't just expect him to be like a £100 million poacher. He's got to be able to create opportunities for himself as well. So I don't think that it's as deep as we're making it out to be right now. The Sky Italia thing was even when you look back at it, like, let's be honest, like, he spoke out again at the Sky Italia thing, but he didn't really speak out at Tuchel. He was kind of just like offending the club.
Yeah.
It wasn't really that he went at Tuchel.
I don't really want to go too deep on the interview because we did a lot of segments on that. The thing is this. I think the whole interview has been blown out of proportion in respect to the fact that he was addressing Italian media, Italian fan base, and he wanted to close a chapter on his career with them, but he wasn't able to articulate it in a way where he could balance the emotion response from the Chelsea fans as well as the Italian fans, and he ended up losing both. So both sets of fans were not happy with that interview because of different reasons. Has that interview had a ripple effect? Yes, it has. You can't deny it. With the fan base, I, for one, was a big backer of Lukaku, and I had a lot of time for him. In respect to his ability and what I thought of his ability, it hasn't changed. But in respect to him as a footballer in my club, I'm a little bit in two minds in how I feel in respect to him, and that's just me, one fan, and you can see different levels of this with all the fans. So it did have an effect. But on Tuchel's position. Yeah, go ahead, Boogie.
I just want to say what Coach was saying. Tuchel needs to pay a little bit, to be a little. How do you say this? Just to pay a little bit of attention, not to next time to comment on Lukaku performances that way. Just we handle, the way he talked this time, it went too much in detail. When you say stuff like he cannot, he lost the ball while not under pressure. It's just too far at that time. We love Tuchel for a specific reason. He always managed to give a little to the journalists, even while opening his mouth, welcoming, but not much. That's what we keep saying on this panel in a few days or few weeks ago. But this time he went a little too far. But I think that's why I believe that that interview has a lot to do with, because he just want to shut down Lukaku thinking, going anywhere, talking about this performance, that he has to think twice. He has a lot of, that's his job to do. And that's his job, not always Tuchel, to make sure he's performing good. He also has to perform good, has to take over, he has to bear some responsibilities. I think that's what Tuchel trying to say, but he went too far, to be honest. Yeah.
I think also Lukaku is the key to the season, because he's the one who's going to score the goal. So there's so much riding on his performance. I think Tuchel is just desperate. Like, listen, you need to buck up.
Last question in this portion. Machiavelli is asking, guys, is Lukaku TT signing, Thomas Tuchel signing, or a club signing? I'll let everyone answer, but give me a very summarized answer, because I want to go to the live interaction part of the stream. So let me hear from Podfather, and we'll work our way around.
He's a Chelsea signing, just like Hazard was a Chelsea signing. It doesn't mean because it's a Chelsea signing that it's a bad signing. We've signed, good players by the club for as long as I can remember. Ian Robin, Petr Cech, all these were club signings. They weren't the coaches signing. So it doesn't always need to be a coach signing to work. But yeah, it's a club signing.
All right. Let me hear from Eric Blue.
Yeah. So I think that's not so important. The more I think about it, I'm not sure that is the main issue. It's only a problem if it doesn't work out, right? So I think what's more important than him being a club signing or a Tuchel signing is if Tuchel can get the best out of him, even if he leaves in the short term. We just need him to be a successful signing, as much as possible, and that's the main thing for me.
All right, Max Burton, is Thomas Tuchel the one who signed Lukaku, or is it the club? Who's behind the signing?
The way the club, most people should know the way that transfers work. The club identify players, and then they have a talk with the manager. If anyone saw Frank Lampard's interview, they'll say, these are the players. I want a striker. They'll present them 2 or 3 strikers. Thomas Tuchel would have had a talk with him to see, and to get a veto of the signing. So the club may have made a decision, but Thomas Tuchel would have okayed it as well, because he, when he spoke about it, he did say that he's somebody who he feels can improve the team. Whether that was just a diplomatic, just saying what the club wanted him to say, or whether he really wanted him, I don't know. But yeah, so. So the club makes the decisions, but the manager's involved.
All right, sweet. Lads, we are going to continue to answer this question. I'm still going to give everyone a chance to answer this question. We have opened the stream to the public, so the link is in the chat. Click on it, and you're able to come on and give us your thoughts and opinions, or ask us a question directly. The link is in the chat. Julius, TT signing or club signing?
It's absolutely a club signing for sure, and Thomas Tuchel indirectly indicated it, because there's no way he wanted him and he doesn't know how to use him properly.
All right. Let me hear from VJ.
Firstly, I really don't believe so much in this, separation. That is a club signing or the manager signing. I think it has to be a collective decision, and more or less, it would be a collective decision. Decision. Most of the time, what we do is if it backfires for the manager, then we say it's not
Vijay, just club or TT or both.
I think it's a Chelsea signing.
Okay, so both had input into this, Tuchel as well as the club, right?
Absolutely.
All right, fantastic. Couch critic, your opinion?
Yeah, I just think that's been taken. The title of manager has been taken away from the managers at this club right now. They're head coaches, so I don't think that the decisions about marquee signings come down to the manager head coach anymore. It's mainly the club that's making these buys right now.
Club,
it's 100% club, 100%
club. All right, cool.
And the manager has to find a way to play with these guys. Simple. If you can't, see you later.
Sure. All right, sounds good. Boogie.
Listen, 100% Tuchel signing. If Tuchel say he doesn't want Lukaku will not show up at Chelsea. That's how it is. Tuchel just won us the Champions League, and we know exactly what he need. He need a striker. So if Tuchel say, I don't want Lukaku will not come back. So for me, Lukaku was signed under Tuchel, and because Tuchel has won the Champions League, he was in a strong position. If he say no, he will not come. And because he say yes, it's the Tuchel signing for me.
All right, fantastic. All right, guys, we have two people currently in the queue to come on and give us their thoughts. So once one of them is out, there will be another slot available in the queue. So keep trying, because I know there's a few of you who are trying to come in but are unable to. So right now the queue is full. So just wait until we have people coming in and out, and then you can attempt to come back in. Nick Blue, welcome to the stream. Give me your thoughts and opinions on everything that you've heard.
Yeah, big up, chaps. Yeah, about the Lukaku situation, I was just saying, my question was, it depends, me personally, I think, if he starts scoring goals, starts performing a little bit better, he ain't exactly shit right now, but he needs to perform better. And if he starts to do that, I think personally, I think he will stay at Chelsea. But it's up to him. Does he really want to be here? I think he does. But the thing is, it's a mental thing. After this interview and all the slack he's getting everywhere, he can see what's going on social media as well. That doesn't help. We have a lot of fans, who talk really bad. I'm not saying we here, but there's a lot of other fans who slander too much without thinking. So I'm willing to give him the chance. And the other thing I was really annoyed with today is that Matt Law comments, about Tuchel could be sacked and all this rubbish, which I don't believe a thing about it. I don't know if you lot saw his comments.
We have.
Yeah, and I don't believe in these journalists. None of them really. Where you really bring up a true story. So that's all right. And we need to. The thing we need to do is get two great big banners at Stamford Bridge, one in the shed and one in Matthew Harley's stand, and saying, we back Tuchel, so the board know what we think about him. But and the reason why we didn't buy like before with the board, because we did it was too early. January is too early for anything, so we can't say anything really till we wait till the summer comes and see what they're going to do to improve and to back Tuchel, which I think they will, because we're going to get a better manager than him, like we keep saying.
Yep.
Yeah, mostly that.
Yeah,
mostly that for now. Yeah.
Yes, spot on, Nick. Spot on, Nick. We will definitely be addressing the Matlaw article in the last segment of the stream. Once we conclude this segment, it's a topic I want to address. I haven't forgotten about it. It's a topic I do want to address, and I think you're right to bring it up because whenever we have a little bit of an issue, a small issue, it is blown well out of proportion, and it's normally done by someone who is close to Chelsea in the media sense. And it's been Matt Law over the past couple of seasons now. You know, he's been the one that instigates a lot of these bad stories.
Don't forget what he did. Sorry about to interrupt. Don't forget what he did with Rudiger.
Of course,
causing all that trouble.
Kepa and Rudiger. Yeah, I remember that.
Kepa and Rudiger.
Yeah, of course.
That time, it was him who started all the trouble.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I don't believe in these journalists. Yeah,
yeah. We will address that definitely, Nick. Nick, thank you very much. Today I have to keep rotating people, so I'm gonna.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you very much, and stick around in the chat. You will see us addressing these points.
Yeah, I'm here.
Great points, there, Nick.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick. Cheers, brother. Talk to you soon. Have a good one.
Yeah.
I want to bring in Chris. Chris, big up to you. Welcome to the stream. Let me hear your thoughts and opinions, my man.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are we? How is everybody, first of all? Yeah? You all good, yeah?
Good. We're all good. We're all good.
The question that I have, this question's like a refreshing question, yeah? I think this question is probably the best question in the world. Now, I'll ask the question, yeah? So, Arsenal and Spurs, yeah, their supporters, they like to moan about us. They like to cry about us. Now, we all know why they do that, but I just want to know everyone's thoughts about why do you think Arsenal and Spurs fans are so annoyed by Chelsea? I mean, apparently we're a small club, but they keep moaning about us. Let me know your thoughts.
All right. Listen, Chris.
And also, can I say as well, Boogeyman?
Yeah.
Big fan of yours, mate. Big fan of yours, Boogeyman. Big up yourself, mate. Big up.
Big up.
Big up. Yeah, I love you, man. I love your voice also. It's amazing, man.
Say again?
Quick.
I love your tone. Your
Thank
voice
you,
is
mate.
amazing, man.
Big up, Boogeyman. Boogeyman, big up, man.
Yeah. A lot of positive energies coming from Chris. Chris, I'm going to give you the option to pick 3 of the panelists to answer your question. So, who do you want to answer your question? The panelists.
I think I just picked them up. So, Boogeyman, and then you, since you're the host, Kazim, you as well. I want you to answer, and I'm going to say, is it NGT? The other guy who's got his camera on?
He's not here. MDT's not here today.
Okay.
You've got Couch Critic, VJ, Max
VJ,
Burton.
That's the one.
VJ. Yeah. All right, sweet.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question for some reason. I mute myself. Yeah. Can you repeat it quick?
It was Arsenal. Yeah, why do Arsenal and Spurs fans always cry about Chelsea? They always moan about Chelsea. They're obsessed. We all know why that is, but it's like, is it because we run London? Let me know.
All right, I'll go first, and then I'll let the other two jump in. As far as bragging rights are concerned, and as far as achievements are concerned, and as far as status are concerned, the other two clubs are way beneath Chelsea. Chelsea has been the most successful club for a long time, and they haven't had that success. Therefore, it's envy that drives them to have this reaction towards us. Arsenal, in my opinion, had a fantastic era with the Invincibles, with the likes of Thierry Henry, Bergkamp, Perez. That was the peak. That was the era that they were at their highest. And they still haven't achieved the greatest honour in European football, which is the Champions League. Tottenham haven't done nothing for 30 odd years. They haven't done nothing, and this is why they are where they are, and we are where we are. So envy plays a massive, massive part in respect to that. That's how I see it. And they can, they can keep on saying what they want to say. End of the day, we are the ones with the trophy cabinet. They are the ones with a trophy cabinet that is full with cobwebs and dust and whatnot. Ours has shiny stuff in it. So I'll let Boogeyman take it away. Boogeyman, and then we'll go to VJ.
Listen, I think you've said pretty much everything. I mean, the sad thing
Did I steal your thunder, Boogeyman? Did I steal your thunder?
Yeah, you pretty much say everything. The problem is when that era, the invincible era, was finishing. I think it was 2005, right, or something. They won that. And you have a new London club rising, so they still haven't understand the whole process, and they're still living in the past. They just have to come to the reality to know that if you live in London, you have to support the blue. If you want to have a long life, you don't want to have a lot of disappointment in your life. Come and support Chelsea. That's the way it goes for me, anyways. So, listen. They're going to hate anyways because we're going to win again. We're going to keep winning, and they're going to sit down there hating. So I won't say too much because I don't know the history. I think Max sitting there should be able to tell you a little about the history. But other than that, listen, whoever want to hate, I don't care. As long as I'm winning, they can stay behind me, right?
Exactly.
Great answer, Boogie. I like that. That was a fantastic answer, Boogie, man. Well done.
VJ?
This is how I'd like to, see this particular rivalry. First thing is, it's got a lot to do with the geography. I think 3 clubs in the London which are fighting for their best in the Premier League. A lot has to do with Arsenal's history. Tottenham really, I still don't understand why even Tottenham is in the conversation. I'm sorry about that, but I don't really consider them that heavy in terms of numbers or trophies or anything. But Arsenal definitely is a good contention because, like how Boogeyman said, most of the Arsenal fans are living in the past, right? And they have improved their fan base geographically as well when they were having that invincible season under Arsene Wenger, not just an invincible season, when they challenged that Manchester United and Liverpool team towards their later end. And Manchester United and Liverpool did the same thing in 1990s where they built up a fan base. Now Chelsea is doing the same thing in Africa and other continent and even in Asia. So it's more of an envy, if I have to resonate with Kasim, that he said, it's because basically jealousy, where the club is growing, a club next door is actually growing, and thereby your popularity in your own country, in your own place is diminishing. And I think they cannot take that. And that's probably the reason why there is too much of noise and traction towards these derbies. Hope I answered your question. London is blue. And that's a good DP. You say it all. London is blue.
Fantastic.
And it's high time they realize that.
Fantastic. Chris, I hope I've answered your question. Thank you for being here.
Big up yourselves. Keep up the good work. And
Thank you.
Yeah, Matt Law is a disgrace. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I can say. So
we're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about him.
Yeah.
Just thank you, Chris. Have a good night. Have a good one, Chris. All right, we have coming in Jorge. He is a panelist normally, but with so many panelists applying to work for the Blue Lounge these days, I got to take it slow and try to pick the best ones. But Jorge is, like I said, great YouTuber, great content provider. So let's see what he has to say to us today. Jorge, take it away, mate.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Big ups, everyone on the panel as always.
Big up,
Boogeyman, VJ, and everyone. I cannot see the other faces, but that's it. All right, so basically, I just want to talk about 2 things. I was watching the stream, and first of all, the thing I will talk about is the obvious thing that is going on at Chelsea. I think we all know the problem with Thomas Tuchel. Now, I heard people talking about the Matt Law situation, but it's just, how would I say, it's a domino effect. First of all, the board has failed Tuchel. And now Tuchel is, having to complement the squad so we can get good results and so we can stay afloat, challenging for the Premier League, staying up top in the fourth, in the top 4 position, trying to, have a go at titles. And now, Tuchel trying to play a complementary squad now is hampering the attackers, making the attackers unhappy. And at the end of the day, it falls back to the manager. It doesn't fall back to the board. It falls back to the manager. Now, when you have loads of unhappy players, and that's a problem for any manager that actually takes charge of the club. So it's more like Tuchel is trying to do good, but as it's doing good, it's having some bad effects, and those bad effects could, bring up a backlash to the manager, which is just what Matt Law is saying. Matt Law isn't saying Tuchel should be sacked or Tuchel should. He's just saying things as it is. So I do not think you need to, talk tantrums at Matt Law. He's just saying things as it is. And the other thing I want to say is, I believe the game we had on, was it Sunday or Saturday? It was an unfortunate game, yeah. And Man City is a very good side. Of course, we had very bad performances from a few of the players out there on the pitch, but I think the squad will still be very, fine to go to the end of the season. Now we really do not have any top teams to play. Okay, we have top teams to play, but at least we've got good run of fixtures, so we can actually get back the form. Hopefully, Reece James comes in the coming weeks, and I think everything would start working. Now, this is given the fact that there is no, bad aura in the squad. So I feel we should not really be bothered too much. I just feel we need to get that the games going, and I think everything will be fine, before you know it. So that's all I got to say.
All right, fantastic. Okay, yes, we do need to address the Matt Law story from a few different angles, and we will do that shortly. Thank you for your time. Appreciate you, and have a great night. Take care, brother. Peace. All right. Before, sorry, I'm trying to get this. Before we continue, I want to give Couch Critic a minute to come on. He needs to bounce, so I'll let him say his goodbyes before we continue.
Respect. I just wanted to address what Nick Blue was saying, like about the Lukaku thing, and whether or not he could stay at this club. I think that what he needs more than anything is a Chelsea moment. Just a moment, like a big moment in a big game where he can endear himself to the fans. Like, he's not given us anything like that since he's been here, and I think that, like, it's just like you look at Drogba. Everyone after his first couple of years wanted Drogba gone until they seen him score in the cup final. You know what I mean? It's just, you need a Chelsea moment, a moment that can just, like, people can harness and say, wow, look at this guy playing the Chelsea shirt right now. Look what he's done for us. He's delivered here, and until he does that, it's just going to be like this 100 million pound weight on his neck, like, regardless of the interview and all that stuff, he has to have a moment for this club. Aside from that, the Matt Law thing, yes, he is a mouthpiece for the club, but at the same time, he is a guy that has, like, caused turmoil at the club as well. When you speak about, like, the conversations that he had with Rudiger, or about Rudiger in the media, and how Rudiger was like a poison in the dressing room and stuff like that. None of that was true. We all bought it. Everyone wanted Rudiger out of the club based on what Matt Law reported, and that's not been true. It's been completely, turned upside down by other journalists. So, I mean, we got to be careful about who we decide to listen to for, information and whatnot. Like, we just got to be, cognizant of that stuff. But like I said, I have to go. My boy is ready to go outside, and I got to go with him. So, thanks for having me. And we'll
just
talk
make sure he doesn't headbutt anybody.
Oh, he's definitely going to be working on that headbutt technique, man. Thanks, guys.
Take care, Couch. Have a good one. Take care, brother. See you later, Couch. All right, Tobago is coming in next, and then we have Showtime coming in after him. Guys, we have available in the queue, so if anybody wants to jump in, you're welcome to do so. Tobago, take it away, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, in yourself.
Good. How you been? How's things?
I'm good. Actually,
Tobago, let me hear what you want to say. Go on.
First of all, big up to everyone there. And my question for you now. Last season, we had Timo Werner, and then he was struggling to score goals for us. Now we have Lukaku. We are having the same problem. So now, what is the solution going forward?
All right, good question. Who do you want to address the question to? You can have three people in the panel. Choose your three panelists.
Mo,
Mhm.
Boogeyman, and
Mhm. Boogeyman is currently unavailable.
okay.
He's going to wait for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mo, Max Burton, and then who's that?
Yeah, you have Julius, you have Eric,
Julius,
you
and yeah,
Julius.
Julius. Yeah.
All right, I'll go last this time. Let's go with Max Burton, and then we'll go with Julius, and I'll answer. Max Burton, take it away, mate.
Well, this is a bit of a graveyard for us strikers, isn't it? Under Abramovic, we've only had a handful of successful strikers, haven't we? In the last few years, you could just say Drogba and Diego Costa are the ones. I don't know, something about when strikers come to Chelsea, as my son Zane says, we turn good strikers into bad strikers. There's maybe a number of reasons as well. I think it's all about getting the right fit, because we do not seem to get the right fit of striker for the club. For instance, Werner, he was always going to be, somebody who needs space to operate in, and we don't afford that type of space. Lukaku as well. He looked good in Italy. I for one did want him because I've seen him play in the Premiership, because he used to play in the Premiership as well. But again, did he fit the Tuchel system? Is he a Thomas Tuchel striker for this type of football we want to play? On reflection, probably not. So we just need to look at the manager we have and what sort of striker will fit into this system. For a Thomas Tuchel system, I think we need a fluid striker, someone like, because with Havertz, when he plays like that false nine, we create a lot of problems. But again, his finishing needs to be improved. So we need somebody off that ilk, a mobile type of striker with good finishing ability. So if we can, if we scout the right sort of striker for the system, then it will work. But I just don't think we're getting the right player. Even when you look at the Torres situation, everyone said, why is Torres going to Chelsea? Torres liked the ball in behind. He didn't like a possession-based football. That's why he struggled when in a possession-based team, because we didn't play to his strengths. So we get strikers who are good at other clubs, who look good at other clubs, but we don't look at strikers who do they play in a system similar to our system? Would they work in our system? And that's what our scouting team need to do next time they're looking for a striker, somebody who can fit into the way that we play.
All right, good response, good answer. Julius?
Yeah, very good question. If you look at Mendy, for example, how come Mendy was not really known in world football, and then all of a sudden Petr Cech makes a recommendation? We get him, and he's world class. He's been unbelievably good for us. So I think the solution here is we need people we need to have better communication between whoever is taking charge of transfers and identifying targets, and basically put people who knows football in charge of these transfers. So in terms of scouting, as we mentioned earlier, there is big question marks. And in terms of getting what the actual manager wants is another problem we've been facing at the club since maybe 10, 15 years ago. I want to add one thing, though, regarding Werner. I think Werner was actually a striker that would fit in Tuchel's system, even though he was bought under Frank Lampard. However, Werner has been his own enemy. Because if you look in general, Werner had so many chances and he missed them. He was very wasteful. If he scored those, it could have been a completely different story. Because he is fluid and he does contribute quite a lot in different ways to the squad. But he hurt himself by being inconsistent with his finishing, and he got into his own head, because the biggest issue with Werner is the psychological aspect. So, yeah, that's my
Yeah. A lot of thunder stealing today. A lot of thunder stealing. Julius, man, you pretty much took the words out of my mouth. I do have other things I want to add, though, and I will add them. But Boogeyman has come back into the stream, so I'll let him give you a quick answer, Tobago, and then I will give you my answer. So, Boogeyman, Let me hear your response.
Yeah, it is a good question. I think the way forward is simple. Let's not invest million and million into buying a striker. We just don't need it at this point. My point is that we've seen this team performing last season with Timo and Kai as our strikers, and we create a whole bunch of chances. So I think we should just give a proper time to those group of players and let them just glue together during at least 1 or 2 seasons. As long as they're keeping us in the top 4 and winning some cups around, let's just give them at least 3 years and see what exactly we can get out of Kai Havertz and Timo Werner. If it doesn't work, guess what? We have Broja coming in, and he's also a talented kid, and let him spend another year on loan, and then we have it. I don't think the way forward is to invest in anything or to scout for any striker. We can still scouting if we find some raw talent somewhere, we bring it in. But I think we have all we need at this point. The way forward, get rid of Lukaku and Werner. But I mean, Werner has contributed a lot last season, so I think we give him a chance. But if Lukaku is out, and then we just move it. We just give a proper chance to the team that won the Champions League. That core of group of young people should all stay together. I think the fact that we're trying to integrate Lukaku into the system, it was the problem. Bring those malfunctions that Tuchel didn't manage to properly control. So for me, the way forward, when Lukaku is out, that's it. We keep the same core that we used to have last season.
All right. I'm going to look at this in a different way. You see, I think Timo Werner could play with Lukaku. I think Timo Werner could be the fix for Lukaku. And I think Lukaku is currently lacking in a player that he can play off, i.e., Lautaro Martinez, and I think Lukaku Werner could add that to his tools. If Timo Werner is added in to a system that suits a two-striker attack with Lukaku and Timo Werner, I think it's something we can build on and develop and could be successful. That's one. Two, I think Timo Werner struggled because of what Julius said in regards to his psychological position where he is right now, mentally where he is right now. He is able to get into the perfect places, perfect positions to score goals. But because he's so good at doing that and his finishing is not up to speed, he finds himself missing a lot of chances, especially in the Premier League, and that has dented his confidence. That's where the problem has come from with respect to Timo Werner. Timo Werner, talented player, but is lacking in confidence right now. And a lot of strikers go through that, and I think that's where he is right now. Lukaku and Timo Werner partnership, I think, is the way forward if we are able to get them to form some chemistry and to gel together. That's my answer to Bego. I hope we've satisfied your question. Thank you for coming on, and it's good to have you on, my man. I need to give more time to the others. Is there anything else you want to add before I let you go?
Oh, yeah. I would like to say, after letting go of Milano, and I think we struggled a lot because we have been wasting a lot of money. We are not scouting young talent anymore.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. After we let go of who?
Milano.
Milano. Okay. All right. I get you.
Because, for instance, we had a Salah, Hazard, Sheila. You can name them. But unfortunately, now we are no longer having that eye anymore because, we are spending a lot of money on a ready-made talent.
All right, cool. I think we could be bringing through a good striker in Borja, but I think we'll have to wait and see the result of that situation. Thank you very much, Tobigo. Appreciate you for being here. We'll speak to you soon. Have a good night, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
Take care, brother. All right, we have coming up is Showtime, great time Showtime. It's not allowing me to. Okay, here we go. How are you? Welcome to the stream.
Hello.
Hello, how are you, my man? How you doing?
Assalamu alaikum, all of my brothers and sisters in the world.
Wa alaikum salam. We're doing good. We're doing good.
All is well. Privyet to all my Russians as well.
I didn't know we had any Russians in the house today.
Or anybody that speak Russian, or just saying hello to everybody. But in regards to the last segment, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. But in regards to the last segment, I want to ask why. As of right now, I feel like everybody is a bit salty or a bit upset still with Lukaku in regards to his interview. That's why we're so quick to write him off as of right now. Because I feel like, why aren't we giving him the same amount of time that we have been given Timo Werner? They're doing exactly the same things, but Timo is just running like a headless chicken around the pitch. I think Lukaku is doing what he needs to do, but he's not. He's trying to do something and prove himself to the fans again, trying to win us over. But I feel like he's doing too much. But I also feel like the fans, we as fans, are writing him off too quickly. I feel like we need to give him the same amount of love and respect. Although he offended some of us are still offended. I feel like we're too quick to be angry and bitter and talk about selling him. We're not gonna get 100 million back for Lukaku now. So we'll be taking a loss with selling Lukaku now. I feel like we need to give him more time to gel back into the system and to the Premier League, because he's been out the league for a while. I feel like we're just quick to write him off, and as fans, why are we so quick to write him off, but we're not quick to write off Timo Werner? Why are we talking about selling Timo? What is it that Timo's doing that is making us happy that Lukaku's doing that's what Lukaku's doing is not making us happy? I don't get it. I feel like that's a double standard, because Timo's not banging in goals, Lukaku's not banging in goals. Timo's running the spaces, Lukaku's holding up the ball. There's no goals coming from either striker, So I feel like we just need to give Lukaku the same amount of love, or sing his name, Romelu, like they used to, and sing Timo the same way they're still doing. But I'm not salty about singing Timo. I understand you guys understands like singing Timo because there's interaction and stuff like that. But I feel like we're being too quick to write off Lukaku as of right now, because he is not even a full season. We're just beginning the second half of the season, but everybody's already talking about selling him in a matter of how many months that he has been here, and he came back for a reason. Other than that, I just feel like, as when it comes to the manager, we have one of the best managers we have had in a long time. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. I think as the board begins to establish and have a rapport with Super Tommy Tuchel, I think it's time for them to allow him to bring in and spend money on the players that he wants, so he can start cutting the dead wood, like the likes of Ziyech, the likes of Pulisic, the likes of Azpilicueta, Alonso. I just think you need to give him the money that you gave Super Frankie Lampard, and he went out and spent on the likes of Havertz and Timo and the likes of all these players like Chilwell. I think you need to give him the same amount of money, because he's a proven manager more than Frank Lampard was, and Lampard is not a proven manager. So that's all I have to say for now. I think London is still blue. The US is still blue. Australia is still blue. It's going to be blue for a long time. London, I think we just got to we just have to have a little bit of patience when it comes to the situation we're in. We're the only club that had numerous of COVID cases, and we're the only club that has numerous of injuries as of right now. So for us to be bitter about a certain player in a certain form, okay, I was upset as well when it came to the match yesterday, but I was more upset with Ziyech and Pulisic more than I was upset with Lukaku. I just feel like those two played lackadaisical, and they didn't want to play. And it seemed like that, and I feel like Tuchel should have made a change within the 60th minute. But I still have trust in Super Tommy Tuchel. I just feel like we're writing Lukaku off too quickly. Let's give him some time. Thank you for having me, Mo, again.
Thank you for coming on. Appreciate you. Listen, I think sometimes emotions, feelings play a part in certain decisions, certain outcomes, certain approaches, and it's bound to happen because we were talking about a sport here. Therefore, people looking at things from an emotional standpoint it can be expected because this sport it fills or it feeds our emotions, our joy, our anger, our anticipation, our happiness, sadness. We experience all these emotions when we are experiencing this sport. Therefore, you can expect people to base their judgment on emotions as well, to a certain degree. With players, with money, with stats, you'll see why you will clash with a lot of people in respect to certain opinions because of these two facts. There are numbers, stats, and facts. There are emotions, and both need to be utilized to form a decision and a conclusion. And that is why you see sometimes people, giving more lenient approach to a certain player over another for those emotional factors. I'll give you an example, and maybe Max Burton can remind me of the year. There was a player that made a big blunder in the World Cup by the name of Paul Gascoigne. I think he missed a penalty and he started to cry. He showed that emotion straight away. I think he missed a penalty, Max. Did he miss a penalty or did he get a red card? I'm trying to remember the context. But
no, it was
when
a red card.
It was a red card? Okay, it was a red card. And that red card, that sending off, cost us the opportunity to advance in the World Cup. Now, normally, that would see...
That he was booked that he missed the final? I think it may have been he booked and he missed the game or something. Yeah, something like that, yeah.
He did something to impact our progression in the World Cup. Normally, the fans would turn against that player and they would hate him for that. As they did a few years later with David Beckham getting sent off. He got a lot of stick for that because David Beckham got sent off and he didn't show emotion that he had done something to hurt the team, rather than emotion that he was treated unfairly because he lashed out and he kicked out against the player. While Paul Gascoigne broke up into tears, and that emotional reaction, it got people to sympathize with him, to see him as a human being, to see him as a fan rather than as a football player. And the whole perception towards him changed. Even though Paul Gascoigne is notorious for having a bad attitude outside of the pitch or a bad lifestyle outside of the pitch in those days. So even that put into context, he was still respected and adored by the fan base. So emotions is a big factor for a lot of these things. I'm just giving you a couple of examples, but I can see why people would probably prefer X player over Y player based on certain things that logically they might not make any sense. But Showtime, thank you.
Question to what you said there.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to figure out exactly what is it that
you can't.
I'm not nitpicking at Timo, but I the love that fans have for Timo Werner. I don't see what it is that he is doing that makes it okay. We didn't spend 100 million on him, but you're not producing like we expect you to produce as well.
Can I answer Showtime? Really quick?
People are quick to quickly write off Lukaku because he spent 100 million on him, but he's doing the things that he's used to doing.
It's not that simple. Showtime. It's not that simple. I'll let Julius come in on this, but it's not that simple. You see, it's why do certain fans have such a strong bond with Mason Mount, or with Reece James, or with Thiago Silva, or with Mendy? You can't pinpoint an exact reason. You can highlight a few reasons because, for example, Mendy, Thiago Silva, he's been playing well. His family has been active on social media, and they have shown the love and the respect they have for the club. So there's those factors. there's players like Timo Werner who have missed a ton of opportunities, but at the same time, they have shown the desire and the heart to continue battling, even though they've been underachieving. So there is different factors, and you can't really pinpoint one particular factor to why a certain base or a certain amount of people in the fan base support a particular player, because it will vary. I want to hear what Julius wants to add to this. Julius, let me hear it.
Showtime makes a very good point, but the reason why
he does
doesn't get the same treatment as Werner is because Lukaku first haven't won anything and achieved anything at Chelsea. Second of all, Werner, he got so much stick throughout the last year and even this year, and he never complained. He kept it professional. We never hear anything from him other than, even when he sits on the bench, nothing comes from him. Very good attitude. And I want to end it by saying he was one of the elements of why we won the Champions League last season as well, especially that goal against City in the final. He had a huge impact on it. So those small details will probably add to why the fans love Werner. Plus, what Mo, you said yesterday about that too, that there is also that connection that as fans we watch from TV, that fans that goes to the stadium as well, they develop certain connection with certain players, and these things we will not be able to see because we are on TV. Only people who goes to the matches may be able to add to that. So, yeah.
Yeah, sure. I know Eric and Podfather wants to jump in on this, so I'll give you each a minute. Let's start with Eric. Eric, you there, mate?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yep.
I'm here. So, okay, I'll start with because you kind of compared to Lukaku with Werner, right? And the way I look at it, I don't think you should do that. I don't think the panel really, said Werner. I mean, we answered the question earlier, and it was about who isn't good enough and who should get sold. And I think both Lukaku and Werner were mentioned. So it's not a case where Lukaku should get sold now, but Werner can stay. I know some people might, believe that, and I'm sure they have their reasons, but, it's not about comparing players. And I'm pretty sure Lukaku had, we had more expectations of Lukaku than Werner. So even if you want to say that they're playing at the same level or they're performing at the same level, that doesn't, give Lukaku a pass. Doesn't give either of them a pass. But reality is, neither of them are good enough right now, and you can easily say they should both get sold. But obviously Lukaku has, this is his first season for Chelsea. That's fair enough. But the main reason I think people are suggesting he should leave is because he made it look as if he doesn't want to be here. That was the impression that most people got from him. So I believe that's the main reason why people are thinking, you're not exactly pulling up trees, and you made it look like you're not really, invested like we thought you were. So why don't you just leave? I think that's why people are doing, behaving the way they're behaving. And of course, like Max was, Kasim was saying earlier, you can't take away the emotion from the game. People have an emotion about players, and if you take away emotion from fans, what do you get left with? So those things influence the situation. But for me, I don't think Lukaku should get sold. I think he should stay for the rest of the season. I think we need him. He will help us, hopefully. But the reality is, if he doesn't want to stay here long term, why should we keep a player who doesn't want to be here, right? So that's the main reason why people are suggesting he should leave.
Okay, Podfather.
Wasn't Timo brought in as a striker under Frankie Lampard? He was brought in to bang in goals, and everybody expected. I'm not speaking for everybody, but from my look at it, it seemed like everybody thought that he was going to be our main striker banging in goals. So they were brought in to do the same job. It's just that now under Tommy, he's moved to the left or he's moved to the right, but he was still brought in to play striker for us.
Showtime. Who do you think was the most slandered player of last season?
Timo.
Who you think got the most criticism?
Timo, and he deserved
Exactly. So that answers your question then. So we weren't happy with his performance, and he was getting slaughtered from every corner.
But that's my thing, though. You're not writing him off.
To be,
but you're not writing him off to be sold. You're right. You're just saying give him time, and
well, one is 24. Wait, listen. One is 24. Two, he's never played in England before, so he hasn't had a reason to have an adaptation period. One reason why we bought Lukaku was he has over 100 goals in the Premiership, more than Didier Drogba. Yeah, when buying somebody. Sorry.
But he also has been out of the Premier League for how many years?
Yeah, but I'm saying he has over 100 goals in the Premier League compared to a player who's never played here. So the expectations are going to be way different. When it comes to fans, people have like their anti-heroes, but a lot of time it's just as simple as he works hard. Yeah, there's a reason why he probably gets more love even than Pulisic. In terms of people shouting his name, is because he works hard. Run. Even when you're playing rubbish, run, move. That's what they love in England. They love the passion. They love players that run. And they love players that smile in interviews and just keep quiet and don't say anything bad about the club. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? But trust me, if he was to go tomorrow, none of these guys would miss him. They would move on to their next hero the next week or whoever we brought in. So, in terms of the Lukaku one, I think the further we're going into competitions, he wants to win trophies. So we get to that Champions League semi-final, quarterfinal. There's not going to be any motivation needed, or does he love the club? Does he want to be here? No, he's going to see a chance to win a Champions League, and I expect him to give his all at that point. Whether he's capable, that's another discussion. But in terms of effort and going forward and everybody pulling in the right direction, when trophies are on the line, trust me, all these guys they'll kick in, whether it's FA Cup, the Carling Cup final, the Champions League. You know, I'm relying on their selfishness and their own personal desire to win trophies.
All right, fantastic. Showtime. Thank you very much for your insight, for your questions. It's been great. And sorry, Boogeyman.
Do I have to say that I want to say something before? Yeah,
you want to? Yeah, go ahead. You want to ask something? Go ahead. Go ahead, Boogie.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think as Max that used the word reactionary too often, and probably rightly so. The thing is, we judge Lukaku each game. Me, especially me, I go by game. If Lukaku tomorrow come in and just perform good, I'll come back here and say, oh, that guy did a lot today, and I like that Lukaku. So we're free, at least as a fan, to say how we feel about Lukaku, especially that he's the 100 million pound players, and on top of all those is like I think it was Julio that said Werner has won at the Champions League last season, and the only reason why Lukaku came to this team is because we want the person that will score the goals. So just take a look at the investment and take a look at all the abuse Werner went through last season. And then we said he is the last piece of the job, or the missing piece of the jigsaw, whatever you guys say in English.
Jigsaw.
The jigsaw. So here's the piece that we were missing. And then we take a look at the piece. The piece seemed to be the one broken the entire machine. He's just not doing it at this time. But again, I think me personally, tomorrow Lukaku will perform good. I will just say, oh, Lukaku did good today. But yesterday against Manchester City, the time when it matters the most, I didn't see him at all. And for me, it's just too much for me. And as a fan, if you ask me today, do you want Lukaku out of the team? My answer is simple, yeah. And I'm pretty sure Max will be, oh, that's reactionary. And I understand why Max will say something like that. But my feeling right now is that guy needs to get out. But give me another game and I'll be like, let's think about it. So it's free. Like someone said, it was Paul's father that said the abuse that Werner has been through last season. That was way too much. Lukaku hasn't even gone through any, because Lukaku even did worse by going out and speaking his mind. And we know Lukaku is more strong-minded. So he just have to wait for what is coming in his way. So it's just going to be critics if he does not start for performing or scoring those goals. It's simple as that. And I think Showtime, I think I don't want to say this in a way that you may take it wrong, but I think, in fact, you're the one that cannot really stand the critics of Lukaku, because Lukaku is a Chelsea player. If he's not performing, you also have to see that he's not performing. Is he helping Chelsea with his wages? No. And is this someone that is accepting the critics? No, because he went out to speak about it and spoke about it. So it's too much for a fan like me to accept and not like, it's too much. He's been done too much. He needs to start scoring goal, or it just he deserves whatever coming his way.
You can't
Just one
sorry.
thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just one thing. We forget the way that both of these strikers were brought into the team. You said Werner was brought in last season under Frank Lampard, but the expectation with what Werner was brought in is not the expectation with what Lukaku was brought in, right? First thing is Werner was brought in as part of to develop a squad to probably finish in the top 5, 6, or maybe top 4. That was the objective. For Lukaku, the objective was to win the season.
No. The objective for Lukaku and Timo Werner was the same. They came in to score goals. And both have not done that. And to be fair, Lukaku has shown better ability to score in goals than Timo Werner did. However, the question that was posed is, why do we do this in respect to one player, and why do we do that in respect to another player? I don't want to analyze the performances of the players or the way that they are being utilized, because we will be getting into another 3-hour debate in respect to that. The bottom line is, it is an emotional response backed by selective stats. I could bring you stats today that will show you this is a very good player, and you can come to me with different set of stats for the same player to show me that he's average. It's the way that you perceive, that you bring, you approach the figures. I can show you that this guy has assisted so many goals, but then you tell me, but how many goals has he scored? And I'll focus on the assists. You'll be focusing on the goals, and we will both have a different understanding of a particular player. So this is why I said to you that emotions play a part as well as the stats. I want to go to a different topic, so I'm going to end the debate here in respect to this topic. Great topic by Showtime. Thank you for introducing it. We've had a good discussion in respect to it. I want to move into a different topic. So Showtime, thank you very much for joining us, mate. Hopefully we'll see you in future streams. And to answer your question that you posted earlier about how to become a member of the panel, everyone is welcome on this panel. It's just what I ask people to do is to DM me, to send me a message before we go live, because once we go live, or just before we go live, I plan on, or I know who's going to be on, and that's how I can plan my stream. So you have my DM. Send me a message if you see me posting a stream. Say, look, Mo, I want to come on, and I will add you. I will shuffle it around. I always want to leave a couple of spaces open on my panel for guests or for people in the chat who want to come on and give me their feedback. So I will never have a full 10 booked in. So just let me know in advance, and I will add you to the panel for future streams. Showtime. Have a good day, my friend. Take care yourself.
Up the Chelsea.
Alaikum salam. Alaikum salam. Up the Chelsea. Take care, brother. All right, so let's switch to the other screen. Let me have a look at how many likes we've got. 92 likes. We're 8 likes away from 100, guys. 8 likes away from 100. Let's get those likes up. The last topic I want to discuss is the Matt Law article. Now, this article can be perceived in so many ways. It can be looked as a journalist who's just reporting the news. This is what's happening, and he's just reporting the news. Fair enough. It could be said that this journalist is reporting the news as he sees it from his sources and whatnot. Fair enough. We as Chelsea fans will look at stories like that and we'll think somebody's trying to stir the pot here. Someone's trying to ruffle some feathers here. Someone is trying to get us a little bit distracted here. Someone wants to put attention on a specific topic that is not really of benefit to our club here. What should we do? How should we address it? How should we react to it? Should I, as a content creator, really give this topic time? Should we really address it? Because if I give it time, am I giving it life? If I ignore it, will it devalue it? So there's different ways of thinking about this thing. I think we have seen enough in respect to Matt Law and his articles to suggest that he does like to spice things up a little bit, make things a little bit more interesting. Rightly or wrongly, he's a journalist, and this is the information he has. He's going to write a story about it. Does he take into account the effects it's going to have on the dressing room, on the club? He doesn't really care because it doesn't affect him. What affects him is how many people are going to see his article, how many new subscribers are going to come to his newspaper, how many clicks is his report going to get. That's what he cares about because that's his job. That's what he does. So from my perspective, I think we as a fan base should pay attention to these articles, should read these articles, should understand them, but at the same time educate ourselves in a way where they are not going to impact our decision making. They're not going to impact our perspective in respect to our club, our team, our manager, our dressing room. As was the case with the story that Nick Blue rightly mentioned with Rudiger and Kepa, when they had a training ground collision, which saw an exchange of words between the two players, and it was blown well out of proportion. They had made up and they had, patched up things that same day, but that report was still published. So it's taking it with a pinch of salt is really what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to let everyone on the panel here give me their perspective to this particular article or articles of this nature and how we should be approaching them. I actually want to start with Max Burton on this because I has a strong opinion in respect to this particular issue. So let's start with Max.
Yeah, to be honest, I've just seen like the headlines of the article. I haven't read the article in full, so I don't know the context of it. But from what his tweets are saying, they can be somewhat provocative from what he's saying, because obviously I'm not sure if everyone's seen his tweet. But he did mention no intention to be provocative, but also no concern at calling it as I see it. So that's what he said. But what was the statement again? He said I'm just trying to find the tweet next to his article. Let me just bring it up. Bad luck, bad results, bad decisions, and angry players. So you're looking at that and then what you're seeing is negativity and he's got form for doing this. Obviously, when the chips are down, then he comes out with these reports. Remember the Rudiger one straight after Frank Lampard left, and he had some other negative reports. But that's the way that reporters, that's what they do. They save them up till we go into a bad moment, and then they put out these reports just to sell newspapers. And it's not just us, as someone said on your stream yesterday, I believe, at Manchester United, there's a lot of bad press surrounding them at the moment. I think it was Podcast who said this, and that's because when their club's going through a bad moment as well. So, but Matt Law, incidentally, he's an Aston Villa supporter, so he's not got any sort of affiliation with Chelsea. So we've got to remember that all he does is he reports the news. The Chelsea news. He's a Chelsea correspondent, but he's not. He's a Villa supporter, and he has sources, because obviously some sources are telling him. I think one of the reports I read was that there was an angry exchange between him and Lukaku, and just after he said everything's been resolved. So you are going to get whispering and murmurings and mumblings in the club. There are going to be some unhappy players who are not included in the team. They are going to be leaking out these stories. But I just feel that a couple of good results, and all of a sudden these kind of reports go away. So people shouldn't read too much into a lot of these stories, because we wait. They journalists throughout the years, journalists have had a dislike to this club, and they're waiting to see us fall. To be honest, before then pointing out all the negativity, etc. But I just feel that's why. We are, the difference is now we have got content creators all around. You're a content creator. There's other content creators. So back in the day when with newspapers our only source of truth, then that's all you can go by. But now, because you've got other people telling the news and telling it as it is, it discredits a lot of what we read in the newspapers and other things anyway, because when you do a bit more digging and you look at other sources, then you get a more rounded picture rather than just a one-sided story. And just before I finish, I would just like to add that César Cancelo question, a lot of people were thinking it was a negative question, but I didn't think it was, and because I'm actually looking down now rather than looking up, because I think the title's out of the way. Today, I was willing West Ham to lose, and I was glad when they lost, because if West Ham had won today, I think they would have only been 3 points behind us, and that's the reality of it now. We need to finish in the top four, so we're 13 points behind Manchester City. We're only 6 points behind West Ham, who are fourth, and then obviously you got Tottenham and Arsenal in pursuit. So we're closer to them than we are to Man City. So we do need to start looking down rather than up to preserve our place in the top four.
Do you think the way it was worded, the tone, is what upset Tuchel?
What, the Cancelo thing? Or the there's our question. No, he just said, "Do you think are you going to be looking down rather than up?" I think that's what he said. I'm sure that's what he said. What I heard.
No, because he got a reaction from Tuchel, and I'm just thinking, what made that reaction come through?
I think obviously he was saying the title's over. Basically, he's kind of saying the title's over. And Tuchel's, he's a professional. It's not over till it's over mathematically. But so I think the fact that he's saying, okay, you're out of the title race now, you need to be worried about finishing in the top four. I think that's what got his go. And just after a match, we just got beaten by Man City, which kind of was the end of our title race. There was frustration by Thomas Tuchel, so anything which is perceived as a negative comment is going to get his nose out of joint.
All right. Anybody else wants to jump in on this?
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll go Eric, then go Podfather. Go on, Eric.
Yeah, I think just on the César thing, it's more of a case like Max was saying. Obviously, Tuchel was probably upset about the match, and he just reacted because he was angry. But I also think that question is an unnecessary question. Sometimes, well, not even sometimes, journalists like to do this stuff a lot. They like to ask silly questions, unnecessary questions that nobody should be asking, really. We need, important questions that, make us think, meaningful questions. We don't need questions about, the season being a top four battle instead of a title race. Like, we don't need to. We can see the points. Tuchel knows what he knows. He probably knows the results of the other teams. He knows that we are closer to the teams below us than we are to City, right? So that was just a very unnecessary question for me. So that's why I think he was probably irritated by the question. Regarding the yeah.
But Eric, sorry, can I just interject before you go on to the next question? Over here, journalists are, they're not football people. They're more, because they don't, in Italy and other places, they'll ask about tactical analysis of the game. Over here, it's more about sensationalism and things outside, of the footballing realm, which they ask questions. They're more consistent. I think one question in the press conference was something about what sort of music, rock and roll or ABBA or something like that, some ridiculous question. And those are the stupid questions. You can see the look on his face when he asks those questions. So you got to understand the journalists over here, they're not really, they're more after a story, relating to the football, but not to do with the tactical analysis of the game. And that's the difference between English journalism and journalism elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean you're right. You're right. I know for sure that that's the case. Maybe it's just because of the audience. Maybe the readers and the people who subscribe to the various arts what do you call it? The various what's the word? the various news
articles.
Articles and
reports.
Yeah. The publications, the subscription services for the various news places like the one Matt Law works for, right? I guess that's what they want to hear. They're interested in gossip kind of news and less about tactics.
It's a Telegraph, which is supposedly a balanced kind of newspaper.
So it's not a tabloid, so yeah, it should be more.
Yeah, but the Matt Law thing, I think it's just like you were saying, Max. It's more of a that's how journalism is done in England, right? So, and obviously, historically, it seems like the media are just negative towards Chelsea. They almost try to preempt bad news regarding the club, and that thing with Rudiger was a very good example. Just blew everything out of proportion, made something a lot more than it should have been. So I try not to look too much into it. Like Max was saying, I don't want to read too much into these kind of things. I don't see any reason why. And even if there are issues behind the scenes, it's nothing crazy. It's nothing like there's no crisis. There's no, Tuchel hasn't lost the dressing room, so I'm not really worried. And like Max was, the other, I don't know who it was. He asked him about Lukaku. He misquoted Tuchel, and Tuchel had to stop him and correct him and tell him, no, that's not what I said. So Tuchel is very careful with these things. He's doing a fantastic job, honestly. So I'm not really concerned.
I have a couple of things I want to add to this.
Your audio is very low, Julius.
Can you hear me better?
I think it's probably
slightly.
Canada. My audio also was today really low.
No, your audio is good, Boogie.
It's weird. What about now?
It's good. That was good.
Okay. I think I have a different opinion on this. I don't disagree at all with Max or Eric. They're spot on, but I have a different take on it. I think we brought this to ourselves in general as a club because there's no smoke without fire. Our previous disgusting treatment to some of very good managers, from Ancelotti to Mourinho, Conte, the way we treated them and how we ended up sacking them, and how we have built this reputation of ruthlessness and putting and chopping managers in and out every couple of years. On average, every 2 seasons, let's say we fire a manager and we put a new one, has brought all these media outlets and journalists to create these kind of stories. Because on top of that, when you identify what the market is in England, you notice that a lot of the people or football Premier League fans hate Chelsea, and whenever you bring a story like that, it's music to their ears. You have the Arsenal fans and the Spurs fans and the United and the Liverpools. They would love to see a successful, proven manager losing the plot at Chelsea. So when you create these kind of stories, it's gonna generate clicks. And my issue with it is that we have built this reputation and we have brought this to ourselves over the past decade.
All right. I think Boogeyman, you want to jump in on this?
Yeah. I have a serious issue with Matlow when he reported on Christensen contract and Rudiger's contract. We all seem to believe that he was telling the truth. Exactly, he represented the Chelsea Football Club. That he was whatever he's doing is the interest of the club. Then today, I'm surprised that we're all sitting here and pretending that he has something against the club. So for me, I didn't know Matlow. I have to ask most of the time exactly who is Matlow, and Matlow, and you guys told me, oh no, he in fact speaking in the name of the club. So as that, if I stay in that same logic, I think Tuchel need to worry a little and just become the old Tuchel we know. He need to get his composure back, not to not to open the door to those type of critics in the news. Because if he keep doing it, if Chelsea is behind Matlow, Tuchel need to think twice. He is in some shaky time in his tenure at Chelsea. So, for me, I think Matlow is relating something that someone told him from Chelsea board or whatever, the Chelsea FC. Just they don't want to see a Tuchel that is out of control or is speaking his mind that freely. Yeah, you think Lukaku is a joke, but it's for us to talk about it. Now you talking in the news or in your press conferences. You have to control yourself and just keep everything inside, and we deal with it inside. So I think that is, in fact, the message Tuchel should get out of this. No, we're here talking about Matlow. I'm getting a little confused about it because you told me he's representing the club now. He's not representing the club, so that's my issue. In fact, it should be a question for you guys at this point.
He doesn't represent the club. He just has information about the club.
He has a good relationship. So when we want to get certain things out, we call. There's probably like 5 or 6 of them. So it's not just one journalist or whatever. And we call them when we want to get to like the club side or something like that out. Now, my thing on this is it should be a watching brief for the next week. If we start to see other journalists reporting the same thing, then then it becomes a situation that you see the Athletic start coming out with stories.
Exactly. Yeah. What's his name? What's that?
Simon Johnson from the Standard as well.
If David Ornstein starts talking about it, if David Ornstein and Simon Johnson start, then you should
because that would mean that the club is briefing off the record, and they're almost like laying the ground. Yeah, I mean to almost justify if it's going to happen. Now, we also have to remember the club that we support. If we come fourth this season and no further trophies, then 100% the manager's position is going to be in jeopardy. That's just that fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it, that's the way it is. I don't think it should be. I think for once there's a dearth of like really good managers out there to choose from anyway. It's not like before where we were at the beginning of our empire and there were at least 10 world-class managers to go through. I think right now we've been through most of them, and we should be patient with the one we have. He's young, he fits the profile, he's a good speaker, he markets the club in a good way, he represents the club in a good way. So 100%, I think the club should be more should be more forward thinking in their appraisal of the season come the end of the season. But you can't pick and choose, when we want to highlight certain journalists and stuff like that. The point of the matter is Matt Law is one of the most reliable guys when it comes to Chelsea. That's just a fact. Yeah, I mean,
but
that's more to do with transfers though, because
I understand, but those transfers. But those transfers means that he has a direct input into the club.
He has, but then he says,
"Guys, I'm gonna kill the story, and I'm gonna ask you guys one question: yes or no answer. Yes or no answer. Everton currently do not have a manager, and What's the question? What's the question?
Frank Lampard.
Theory of
Yes.
Frank Lampard?
Yes.
No.
Yes. No. Should they go for it? And if they do, if your answer is yes, they should go for it. Do you think they will get it? So, should they go for it, or will they get it? Boogeyman, you go first.
I think Lampard should go for it, and I think that's what.
Will he get it if he goes for it? Will they offer it to him?
Yeah, I think he will. I think they will give it to him. The fact is, he has shown that he can coach a team, and the fact that Everton seem to be in the middle of the table.
Yes
you know,
or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? I'm trying to end my stream. Yes or no answer.
All right, good. Okay, okay. Yes, he will get it. Yes, he should go. Yes, he will get it. Okay.
Nice, Vijay.
What was the question? Sorry. What was the question?
Forget it. I'm not asking again.
Next.
Max.
Max. He shouldn't go for it. They should give it. He shouldn't go for it. They should give it to
Okay.
Paul. He shouldn't go for it. They'll give it to Paul Gascoigne. He's got Everton blue in him, so I think he'll be a better fit.
Is he even looking
not
for
Paul Gascoigne? Sorry, I mean
Wayne Rooney.
When I say Paul Gascoigne, I think Wayne Rooney. Sorry.
Wayne Rooney, okay.
You know what it was? You were talking about Paul Gascoigne earlier. So Wayne Rooney. So give it to Wayne Rooney. Yeah, because he's got the blood in him. So
fair enough. Julius.
Yes and yes.
Brilliant. Pod.
Will they give it to him? Probably. Should he take it? No. Everton has been a poison chalice for the last probably 6 managers. Yeah, I mean, money, everything, and the club just fails.
Yes or no? All right, we got.
No, he shouldn't take it. He should wait for the Chelsea job.
Should he go for it? He should wait for the what?
He should wait for
Chelsea job.
Chelsea job.
No.
I listen. Podfather wants us to talk for another 3 hours. I'm not going to give it. I'm not going to fall into that trap. I'm going to leave it. Go on, Eric.
Yeah, never again. I never want to see an ex-player for Chelsea manage Chelsea again. Thank you.
Everton.
Okay. Will he get it? No. Will they approach him? No. Should he go for it? No. Everton is a well-run club, so no.
All right. Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Now I understood the question.
No, I'm not. No, VJ. Too late. This is punishment. Guys, tomorrow will be the match preview for Chelsea against Brighton. Same time, 7 p.m. Make sure you join us. We will be doing the preview and also be addressing the latest Chelsea news. Why am I getting spam in the chat?
It's not actually. Apparently, it's not spam.
It's
different comments every time. Yeah.
I've answered that question like a million times, guys. It's Aisha by Shab Khalid. And you will listen. And you will hear it in a moment. I will play it for you.
Or just
Aisha by
search
Shab Khalid.
app, and then it will tell you what it is.
I think he asked the same question yesterday also. He liked the song maybe, and he's just appreciating it today.
No. Aisha by Shab Khalid. Just Google it. It's a classic. It's a good song. It's a classic. All right, boys.
Algerian, right?
Algerian, correct. Have a good night. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.
Night.
Up to Chelsea. Peace out. Bye bye.
Take care.